What is up, everybody? Welcome back to episode 43 of the Game Junction Podcast. We have Retro Existential this week, reading an awesome issue of Old School Gamer magazine. I see there.
What's up?
How's it going, man?
It's going well. I'm just reading this awesome issue of Retro or Old School Gamer magazine, and there's this really cool article, and you can't see it, but it's all about me. So that it.
Wow, man, that's awesome. I heard that you also got a trading card.
Yes, as did you. Did you not? I mean,
you heard it. You didn't see him. You didn't see him up there with us.
I was gonna say we were all up there getting our trading cards. We all got one. Here's my awesome trading card.
You got a sideways trading card.
I know. I'm unique. I'm a horizontal landscape.
I know.
I'm number 4293.
I wanted to get mine graded.
Yeah, we're going to grade a card each. It just says like
I judge you both a little bit, just a little bit.
It's just a silly thing.
Just a little bit. I'm only judging a little bit.
Well, here's the deal. We're not going to sell it, right? It's going to be graded for us, so we can like put it up. So I don't have like a card binder, so
I got it.
I just want a little shelf.
Listen, I'm not going to pretend I didn't go right out and buy some like hard cases for mine. So
Yeah, I should have did that as well.
Well, I put one in my pocket for like a week, and it ended up wrinkled and all sorts of messed up. So no good. But it's all right. I got like 48 of them left in good condition. So.
Well, I'm going for the full set now. We both said we're going to be full set collectors for this card.
When did we say that?
We talked about it like 5 minutes ago.
Wait, full set as in like so I'm like number 4293 as all 4,000,
all 5,000 of them. Yeah. All of them.
I have a couple that I've gotten over the years. Like when I've bought my Dreamcast kiosk, he gave me his. Yeah. He had one, but that's from like early on. Like I didn't even know that those were a thing. You know that I
got card number 32. That's early.
Listen, as best ways to lead your life goes, I think this is up there. So that's.
Yeah, I mean, hey, I never thought I would be on a trading card. And she didn't either. No, I'm sure none of us.
No, neither did I. We were all surprised. And you know what? I got to say, Todd pulled that off very well. He definitely pulled that off in a way. It's just like, hey, are you going to be there? That's what he did. He he emailed me. He's like, hey, you're going to be at Korg's, right?
Yeah.
I was like, yeah. And he's like, okay, cool.
Yeah, I didn't even.
A couple days before that, he's like, hey, you're really going to be there, right? Like, you're sure you're going to be there? I was like, yeah, no, I'll be there. And then all of a sudden he's got this whole like pomp and circumstance and ceremony going on, and it's like,
yeah, no.
I thought it was going to be an intervention for me.
Oh yeah, she thought it was going to be.
I was going to get up on stage and they were going to talk about my video game problem and collecting. I thought it was going to be an intervention. They had me a little worried for a little bit. I'm not. Yeah.
Isn't that why we're all here though? Like that's. I mean, were you really that worried?
I have a problem. I know. What's the next step?
Like, if
nobody
you have
gets to the next step.
What's the next step?
If you have a problem, I'm Michael Jackson. Okay, so
All right. Well,
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, that was awesome. Todd did a great job. He's one of the most genuine guys out there.
Yeah,
I love.
No, and congratulations to you two too. That was pretty cool to have you guys up there on stage. That was awesome.
It was awesome. Yeah, for sure.
I'm glad that we all were a part of it. It's really cool.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm sure Todd will stop in here. He usually stops in every podcast too. So
Todd,
yeah, he'll pop in.
All right, where's the horn of calling? How do we get Todd? Like, does he have his own bat signal? Like,
that's a good question. We need we need a Todd signal.
You want to talk about a lot of cards and like trading cards. Todd has like 7 or 8 of them or something, like something crazy. He has so many cards made of him.
Oh, really?
Just him. Yeah. Yeah, like he posted it on Facebook just the other day. But if you guys don't know, if your viewers don't know, search Todd Friedman and look him up because he has so many freaking cards that are made after him, and he's like super well known in the industry. So it's awesome.
Did you know that he did a podcast with Tony Hawk and gave him a card? Did you know that? I watched.
I had no idea. No,
I didn't know that one.
Yeah, he got Tony Hawk got a card, obviously for the video games, and they did a podcast together.
That's awesome.
That's awesome.
Good for him.
You heard it here first.
Yeah.
Yes.
My 14-year-old brain was like blown away. I'm like, that's pretty incredible. He's met a lot of awesome people. There's a lot of awesome big name like celebrities like that everybody knows that have cards. So it's
That's why I was shocked, that I got one. Like, because when you look at the grand scheme of things, it's like,
why did you get a card?
Like, how we get a card and then you got these big people. I mean, my channel just hit 10,000 subs, but 10,000 is nothing in the grand scheme of things. It's crazy.
It's crazy. It was awesome though. Yeah, we all enjoyed that. He pulled it off, did a really good job. Korg was great, had a lot of fun. So
it was a good time.
Yeah.
I was actually. I was gonna treat you to this, but I want to take mess with the flow of the show. But I saw you posted something. What was it on Instagram or Facebook? Can't remember. But you posted a picture of an Amstrad. Do you remember that?
Yeah,
from the show
on both. Yeah.
So that was at Mike Thomason's table, right?
Yeah.
So
one of my holy grails.
I bought it. Oh no! Can you?
No, you did not.
I bought it. Yes, hold on. You gotta see it. You gotta see it.
I can see the very bottom logo.
Hold on. Wait. We gotta fix this. We gotta fix this. Hold on.
Oh, okay. I know what I know what it is.
Wait. All right. Maybe this will help.
Yeah.
Oh, it's blurring it.
We see it. It. AX 4000. That is.
Yeah. There we go.
Yep. There.
Oh,
yep. So that's it. So that's from the show. That's from his table. I bought it.
That's amazing. That's awesome, man.
Yeah,
I've always wanted one
because that's up there with the Amiga CD32 and stuff for me. Some of those. Yeah.
Well, so I've always wanted one, right? And I thought basically the only way I'm gonna ever get one is if I'm gonna overpay for it from Europe, and I have no idea the condition. I have no idea if it's any good. I don't know if it's gonna be busted by the time it gets here. So, and not many people know that it exists. And so when I found one in person, I was like, I can't walk away without this. I got to get this. So,
that's awesome.
I thought that was pretty cool that you posted it. I was like,
that's he had some awesome. He always does. He always has.
I loved his table. I loved it so much.
Well, that's what I was saying. I was telling her that, man, if she had been coming years prior, he always brings the best stuff. Because he was a Guinness Book World Record holder for a long time, the biggest collection. So he's got everything. I mean, at least at one point he had everything. So he's got his CD32. I think he still has it because I was going to get it off of him at one point. I think during COVID. But he's got some killer stuff, man. I love checking out what he brings every year. So.
Yeah, I need more of those promo items that he had. So whatever the next event is, I'll be buying that stuff too.
Nice.
Yeah, she got a lot of cool stuff there too. So
I got some show and tell if you guys want to do show and tell hour.
Still trying to find room for everything.
Well, before we get started asking you some questions and letting the audience get to know you want to go ahead and announce that Twitter winner for our giveaway?
Yes. So we're not ignoring the comments either. We are getting to everyone. We'll just go ahead and so we had a Twitter giveaway, and you could have actually won. What was it?
The Gengar Hori controllers.
Yeah. Yes. So make sure you guys, stay tuned for all of our social medias. We do have, giveaways and things like that, so you guys can actually partake in that. So we have, it's at ASNeo1. So that is the winner. So I guess we'll reach out to them and go ahead and contact them because they are the winner of that.
Cool.
That was predestination. They were Neo number 1 and they won. So that was meant to be.
Absolutely. Awesome. Yeah.
And there'll be plenty more, giveaways across all of our different platforms. So make sure you guys, follow our Linktree. It says everything about, YouTube, Twitter, TikTok, Facebook, Instagram, all of the above.
So you mentioned Ori, and I love Ori because they make the little mini N64 controllers. I love those things. Those are so cute.
Yeah, I like those too. They're actually not bad controllers too.
No, they're designed kind of funky, but I love it. It's like why not? Sure.
But is it funkier than the 64 controller already is? That's
no, of course not.
Yeah, best controller ever.
It's just here. Let's just take the peg leg out right in the middle, and then just squish it really tiny, really really small,
right.
just really small.
It's pretty daggone small.
They're cute. Awesome. They're cute though. They're fun.
So with comments before we get started, we'll go ahead and hit a few comments here. We've got Riot Demon saying hello, Hunter Frey saying hello. Both of those guys saying hello back to each other. Millennial Collector saying Todd did an awesome job. Bryce saying, "Hey guys, we got Millennial Collector also saying, don't think you guys know how hard it was to keep Brandy and Brandon by the stage around that time." It was. I'm
Yeah,
sure it was
I thought
probably,
it was an intervention. I wanted to stay far away from there.
yeah, she was scared, guys. Jeez.
Duh.
Indigo Ninja saying,
Indy!
Poggers Retro is here. We've also
Woo.
got Riot Demon saying, "Hey Indy." Those guys saying hello back to everybody. They must know each other. Awesome. Riot Demon
Everyone
saying,
They're my peeps. They're my peeps.
oh, okay, cool. Hunter also said, now Retro can do the RDJ. I have it.
What? Wait, Hunter, what does that mean? RDJ. I have it. What is that?
Yeah, I don't know. I'm not sure what that means either. Interesting.
And then someone said, "Yay, show and tell."
Yeah,
We can do show and tell. Watch it end up being something that like I'm supposed to know from my community, and I totally forgot about it.
Well, with that said, let's go ahead and get let's get to know a little bit about you. Tell us about yourself, what you do, all of the above.
Sure. Well, I'm Retro Existential. The way you can remember it's super easy, right? I got like a mnemonic device that you can remember it. You go Retro Exist and then ENTIAL, and you just make it a song, right? It's like Retro Exist ENTIAL, and that's how you spell it. It's like super, it's a good rhyme. It's a good rhyme. But
I like it.
No, I'm a retro video game fanatic. I have been my entire life, ever since a wee child when I was, gifted my first video game console, Sega Genesis. My whole life has been changed. But no, I just love retro video game collecting, and I have been collecting seriously probably for going on like 17 years now. Like I will say, like I round it up, I just say 2 decades, 20 years. But I've been collecting pretty hardcore for a while, and I started from games and went all the way up into the weird stuff. And so I have some weird stuff I can show you, but it's hard to explain. Like, it's like, when people say like, what's the weirdest stuff in your collection? I'm like, how weird do you want to get? Cause like,
Yeah.
I went down the path of like prototypes and dev kits, and I've got, lapel pins from like E3's past in the 90s and all sorts of fun, good stuff. But, I can get into it, but it's like, I tell people, just as weird as you can get, I've probably got in my collection. But what I do main and foremost, my priority right now is I travel, everywhere, wherever I can go, to conventions that are video game oriented, and I put on like a mini museum. Basically, it's a traveling museum of video game historical items, and so we post up like a really cool display where people can like look in awe and be like, "Oh my god, that's super cool!" And then they can also like have a section where they can actually play with the history. And so like the last show we were at, we featured our 90s rumble vests. So like nowadays, like everyone thinks like, rumble vests have to be like super ultra haptic responsive and like, $5,000, no, they back in the day in the 90s, they made like really good quality, like rumble vests. And so we plugged them into, an N64 playing Hydro Thunder. And so they got to play with that. And so we got other things like Typing of the Dead is one of my favorite games. And so you can play Typing of the Dead, and we have fun stuff like that. So we make it interactive. We goof on people. We make jokes and have fun, and just, it's a fun little thing. So it's not like, you're going to a museum where you're just like, okay, this is cool, but I'm going to leave now because this is boring. No, we got awesome historical items that we show everybody, and that's what we do. Other than that, I'm just a menace. I just go around making, a fool of myself anywhere I can, whether it be on stream or on podcasts like this, or just, in general daily life.
Nice.
Yeah.
Menace to society.
Absolutely. To the video game world. That's what I'm all about.
Awesome. Love it.
And where can people find you?
Everywhere. So if you want to go like the easiest route, I got retroexistential.com. You can just go there. Remember, it's retro exist ENTIAL if you can't spell it. It's right there. It's going to be an earworm for you people, But no, you go to retroexistential.com, you can see all my socials, but I'm everywhere, literally everywhere. And of course, the first link is a merch store if you want to, go rep some Retro Existential merch. It's all a bunch of this stuff, like all these colors back here. But no, I'm everywhere. I honestly, to be fair though, I haven't posted in a while, but I might have some stuff coming soon. Check the Instagram first. That's probably the best place to find me. And YouTube.
Sweet. Yeah. Awesome. Yeah, I went ahead and dropped that link there in the chat as well. And we'll obviously we'll drop that in the description and everything post podcasts. Yes. So what are you like specifically collecting? You have anything that you're going after? You're doing any like full sets? You going after just the weird stuff, like you said, the dev kits and prototypes?
Yeah. Like any good artist, I have my eras, right? Like, every single period of my life is punctuated by something. At the beginning, it was all about getting all the cool video games. So I got all the video games I wanted, and I stopped collecting those. And then I got all the consoles I wanted, and then I stopped collecting those. And then I started getting to the weird stuff, and so I am now in my kiosk era. This is the era of my arcade kiosks. So I've got a few in mind that I've always wanted my whole life, and I got not my first one, but like the first one I really wanted. It's a sawed off, so it's not the full thing, but basically it's a PS1 kiosk that had, the base is gone, but the whole like top part is still there, and it's going to be a tabletop. So I secured that, and so I'm on the hunt for more kiosks now.
Yeah, it's
because I'm an idiot.
So good luck with that one.
I'm an absolute moron. I am going in the wrong direction in my collecting path. I need to go back to tokens, and I thought that was a weird path. I started collecting tokens from like arcades long lost.
That's a cool one though. Yeah.
Yeah, no. It's like shipping weight. It's like paying for 50 pounds of slag, and you're not going to get anything good. It's like,
yeah.
But no, I'm in my kiosk era now.
There's some good ones out there. I've definitely got some Holy Grail kiosks. There's a few Vectrex kiosks. But I'd be happy with any.
Are you
virtual
serious? Wait, you have more than one?
No, I don't have them. No, I would.
I was like, because I've seen
wish.
them. There is one out here in Ohio where I live. Yeah. There is a store that has a Vectrex kiosk, and I asked the guys if they'd ever sell it. They never sell it, but they do have a couple that they're holding for me just in case they want to sell. I'm not going to say anything because I might give it away.
Yeah, there's a couple that I still want. I mean, I want all of them, and I have like 20 some, so I'm trying to get more.
You have 20 kiosks?
Yeah, I think it's like 23.
Do you live in a mansion? Like, what is this? What like where do you put all those things? They're not small. Like,
no, they're not.
The Game Boy Color is small, and then the two Game Boy Advance models are small.
Yeah, that's cute. I have those too. That's cute. But like, I'm talking like the big kiosks. Like,
yeah, I got arcade machines. I got the full size. I got a Switch kiosk, a Wii U, an Xbox. But 2 Dreamcast, N64.
Wait! Stop! You have 2 Dreamcasts, the like the cute little bubble ones, like the.
She's got 2, the exact same ones.
I have wanted one forever, so you're gonna give me one, right?
You're on a list with like 20 other people, but
I'm more important than anyone else.
They're like my height. They're so cute and like small.
They are.
I'm such a weirdo. Like I really want also like a Jaguar kiosk. Like I want the. I don't know. I see the other kiosks. It would be cool to have them. I just see them so much. I guess my eyes are always on the weird stuff that I like.
So the Dreamcast kiosk has always been a personal favorite of mine because it's so cute and it's so simple, right? Like it's super sleek, ultra modern, just like rounded in the perfect way. Not like super flashy, not enormous, doesn't take up too much space. It's just its own thing. But I love
for transport. The top
really
part,
cool.
It's super cute, but like my favorite is the lore behind it. Like when they released, I forget which E3 they released it at, but all the celebrities like of our childhood, like I'm a millennial, all the celebrities were like playing it. So there's so many pictures of people playing the Dreamcast kiosk, and the one picture that sticks out in my mind every single time is the one of Melissa Joan Hart playing the freaking Dreamcast kiosk. It's like the one that's like the picture. Like that's
I like the one of Robin Williams playing. Dreamcast.
Oh yes.
There's so many. Yeah, there literally is so many. Like I'm curious who has those kiosks. Like I could literally be playing on the same kiosk as them.
Seriously,
you could, but finding that out would be.
You'd have to like go through the.
Because like I tried to like track them back, and they both came from Pennsylvania. 2 collectors in 2 different areas in Pennsylvania. So who knows?
Okay. That's pretty cool though.
It is.
Yeah,
cool.
they were scored like. Very short time window apart, and I bought one, and then I was like, oh, but this one's only like $150. Let me get that one.
$150. That's crazy.
Yeah.
What?
I didn't know that you only paid $150 for one of them. Jeez.
Yeah, and like
that's wild.
It's crazy because like half of my kiosks, some of them were like free and stuff because like people just trash things. And then one, I actually had a game store. They went into a game store for the tabletop. So it's like the big N64 one, but I don't have the base for it.
Sure.
And they went
like
into
the jungle tropical looking one, like that one?
like the big one with like the arms that go out. So they went into a game store and they were like, sorry, we're not interested in it, but we have a customer. So they gave them my number. And because I told them if anyone ever does anything like that, just give them my number out. That's cool. So this random number messaged me and said, hey, I heard you might live in blank area. I live in this blank area too. If you'd like to buy this from me, I'm only asking, I think it was like $125. And I was like, and this was like a couple years ago, like just a couple years when they were going for a lot more. So then I was like,
I hate you so
I'll
much.
be there in 20 minutes.
I hate you so much. I absolutely hate you so much.
Yeah.
There's a couple things in Gamer Aimers collection I want. Well, we can talk about that later. But I've scoped out some of her videos, and there's some money to be talked about here.
Yeah. Make an offer. What's the crazy number you turned down? It was like $15,000 for the sealed Mike Tyson standee.
Oh, okay.
Almost $10,000. But I know it goes for more, so I don't want to. It's the only known sealed one in the world. So like, why would I?
Like a retail display standee, like those?
Yeah, the big Mike Tyson one for the Nintendo Entertainment System, where he has the game. It's 5'9". It's in his top 10 items of his favorite items ever. He did a whole article on it,
That's
and
awesome.
I have a sealed one. He doesn't even own the sealed one. So like,
if probably don't want a sealed one too, to be honest with you. He probably wants one to put up.
If I met up with him and got him to sign it, he might like take some pictures or something with me, and then I can like, put it in a museum or something.
Well, I was thinking about you today because I can't remember what's in these, but I have 3 sealed retail standees. And I can't remember the games that are in them. Like they're all abbreviated, so I'd have to like dig into them. But I have one like giant one that's like as big as a door, and then 2 like smaller ones. But yeah, I thought of you today because you love your freaking retail kiosks. Like there's so many shorts of you with your kiosks, or you're not kiosks, the standees. I know you love those things.
Yeah, I just bought a few more too that people don't know about yet. New series coming Monday on my channel.
You heard it here first.
You heard it here first.
Oh my god, that's great.
She's got some cool stuff coming with some of that stuff though. She just shared. I was gonna say you just shared what yesterday with the Tony Hawk display.
Yeah, I love that one.
I like it too, man, because you don't see for that one. I've never seen that one myself.
Tony Hawk standee, like a retail standee?
It's a 5 foot by like 4 foot banner or something. Like it's huge. I thought it was only gonna be like a 2 foot by 3 foot banner or something, and then I go there and the guy's like, "Oh, it's taller than you," and I'm like, "What did I just buy?"
That's awesome. Nice.
But it was Tony Hawk Underground on one side, and then like, what was the other one? True
Crime.
LA True Crime
or something.
LA or something.
Yeah.
On the other side, but I didn't care much about. I wanted the Tony Hawk side, and the guy had it for $45. It's an authentic PlayStation 2, Xbox, GameCube, and then on the other side says Game Boy Advance. Like that's the era, and I'm like, how for $45? I'll buy that all day.
You're killing me right now.
Yeah, I've never seen that one. I mean, I feel like sometimes you think, oh, I've seen it all, but then something pops up and you just have never seen it, and like
my soul hurts.
I feel like it happens every day at this point. Like I feel like there's something new we learn about with the promotional stuff or any of that sort of stuff almost every single day, and that it's been every day for like, I don't know, 15 years for me. Seems like. So it's cool stuff for sure.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, so anyone who collects, don't get discouraged because there are still deals out there. I get them pretty often, so there are tons of deals.
Apparently, we just need to, just track Gamer Aimers' movements and find out where she's going and just undercut her. Just like
offer $1 more.
Yeah.
No.
Well, apparently, you have a history about that, so we heard. So I don't know. Should be par for the course for you. No, I'm kidding. Do not stalk Gamer Aimer, no matter what. Anyone who's watching, do not stalk her. You can stalk me, but don't stalk her. It's okay.
Yeah, please don't. But I'll happily meet anyone at a convention. Like Game Junction, we're going out to a few conventions coming up. You guys can come up, say hi. I'm totally cool with that.
I think she's lying about that. I met her. She wasn't too excited. So, I don't think
she told him, shut up. I don't have time to talk.
Yeah, no, she definitely big leagued me. She's like, listen, I've got video games to buy, and you're not as important. Goodbye, see you. Just like peace. I've got a Dreamcast kiosk I have to buy for 25 cents.
Oh my god, yeah.
Somebody
said in the chat, they said that's cute. I paid free for my Game Boy kiosk.
I hate all of you. I hate all of you people right now.
We'll get ahead. A few comments. We got Riot Demon saying, retro dying. right now because of cheap
Kiosks.
kiosks.
Yep.
Say that
Manny,
10 times fast.
Manny said, "Can't wait to see those standees." What is gaming podcast? Said, "Shut it." I think they were joking. Also said, "Hi Manny. Hi, my favorite podcast." Hello. Manny said,
Hello.
hello. Chibi said, "Too late. You already said to." Omega said, "Sonic Superstars." Yes, we'll be getting to that, I'm sure, at some point. Manny said, "Dreamcast kiosk is so awesome." And Omega Zero said, "Going for it. I'm out. I'm rolling till the stars in the sky." Kid Cudi predicted this game from his Sonic 2 song. Oh,
What?
okay.
Nice.
All right. Yeah. One more word about kiosks. If there was one dream kiosk, I'll tell you what mine is. But if you had a dream kiosk, what it would be? Mine would have to be the one that would allow you, the one that was tested in Florida, the Blockbuster kiosk that allowed you to copy Sega cartridges. I want that kiosk. There's only one, and no one knows where it is. I want that. That is my dream kiosk right there.
My dream one would be the Famicom. I forget what it's called. It has a name. It was like the kiosk you would take to rewrite over your Famicom discs. So it was the disc system, the kiosk. You would take your game in, you would put the disc in, you would rewrite a new game on there. So it was like almost like a rental service sort of deal. But
I don't even think I've heard of that one.
Yeah, they're out there because you could rewrite the opposite side of your Famicom disc system. So
nice.
You flip that, you can write another game on there. So
okay, that's like that's kind of like the IQ, the way they did that with the IQ, where you could just like go to a kiosk and just download the games.
Exactly.
Speaking of which, I got some cool stuff to show you about IQ if you want later. But
sweet,
awesome. What about you, Gamer Aimer?
So I guess currently on like my want list, I want a Pokemon Snap one, then I want a Vectrex. I want so many of them, so it's hard to like pick one. The full size like Game Boy.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Like the original gray Game Boy. Like,
oh god, yeah.
Like the big Game Boy. My buddy had one, but he sold it. I didn't get it. So
I've seen some busted up like tabletop ones, like the small ones that are just like a cube. But I haven't seen like a tall one in person before. But you just reminded me of the Virtual Boy kiosk. That's a rare one. You want to talk about rare kiosks? That Virtual Boy one, Jesus, I've never seen one in person before. That would be a cool one to see.
Yeah.
I also want more statues. Do you guys want some statues?
The Master Chief one would be dope. That one.
Yeah. I've seen the little one in person.
It's funny. I was following for a while. I have a really bad eBay addiction, so my habits on that are awful. But I swear to God, it knows everything I want. It just shows me. It's like, here, you want this cool rare thing that you've never heard of before? Here, have this. No, there was a guy in Greece for like the longest time, and I'm talking like Greece, like the country, who had 2 giant Lara Croft statues for sale for like $6,000, $7,000. They were like beyond lifelike. They were like bigger than life size. Yeah. And I was just like thinking to myself, like, who the hell's gonna buy these? Like,
people.
I'm sure someone will, but like, how are you gonna get them shipped from Greece? They have to be like put on a boat.
Oh, they will. They will
yeah,
too.
I do it.
Josh from the
flyover.
Brandy, what's his name? It is Josh, right? From the kiosk group. He's been buying like some crazy stuff for his store here recently. I can't remember his last name. I think it is Josh. But
yeah.
He's like one of the big guys, and he's been there forever since I think I joined the group. But yeah, he just keeps buying.
Awesome.
Like he bought a crazy Master Chief like face statue I've never seen before. It's just like the helmet, like a gigantic, massive helmet. It weighed like a crazy weight. Never seen one before, but yeah, those statues, cool. Man. Yeah, pretty cool.
Yeah, I want like Sonic, so that when you come down to the game room, you have Mario on this side, which I already have, but I want like Sonic. And then I want like all the others too. I want Tails and all these different ones, but you gotta start with a couple.
Of course.
I want that Leisure Suit Larry statue.
There is one? I didn't even know there was one.
I don't think so.
I hope not. Well, listen, there was that like special edition of Dead Island that they came out with, the Riptide game, where it was a bust and it was just like a chopped off head bust. Yeah. It had like boobs out and everything, so you're not far off. I mean, who knows? Maybe they could come out with Leisure Suit Larry as well.
You really never know. They could have had one like in some office that some employee got made. I mean, you really never know.
Sure.
There could be
I'm sure.
tons of stuff out there that we just don't know about.
Who makes Leisure Suit Larry? Who's the production company behind them?
Oh God, I can't remember what it is.
Whoever they are, they're a
was.
bunch of freaks. All of them. Just, I'm kidding.
What's worse, that or the Playboy Mansion game?
I haven't actually.
It's so bad.
I haven't legitimately played either of them, but I'm sure they're terrible.
So bad. I mean,
There's so many
Leisure Suit.
types of games that have like controversial type of, like the Guy game. One of the people weren't even up. Like, there's a lot of random things like that.
Yeah.
Like Conker's Bad Fur Day. I have the press kit, and I also have the Playboy magazines that have all the ads. And in the press kit, it says that whoever pre-sells the most gets to win a trip to the Playboy Mansion. And there's advertisements in the two Playboys that released around that time.
Yeah.
So, I have them because of the advertisements. It literally has Conker, and it's like, they're hilarious ads, and they like fit well in the magazine. But like, when would you ever think that Nintendo would be advertised in one of those magazines? That's crazy.
You remember they came out with a Girls of Gaming a couple issues where they had like, I don't know if they were fully nude, but they were certainly like risque pictures of video game girls, like girls that were featured as like main characters in video games, like Lara Croft. They have Blood Rain. That was like when I was in high school. That was like a long time ago where they came out with that.
They had like some of the
crazy.
Dead or Alive girl. I remember that.
Yep. And I think they came out with another one not too long ago. Like they had 2 issues where it was like Girls of Gaming and they were main characters of video games. Which was a weird move for them.
Collection.
For the collection.
Of course. Research purposes.
I was waiting.
Absolutely. Totally for research.
Because if she found that at a yard sale for 25 cents, she would also buy it.
Oh yeah.
For the collection.
Here, do you want this completely sealed Earthbound with the everything in it for 25 cents? Here, that'd be your luck.
I paid a little more than 25 cents for my Earthbound.
Oh, that one you didn't get a good deal on, huh?
She got a good deal.
I think it was like $600 a couple years back.
That's pretty reasonable, actually.
Yeah,
That's
nice.
And it was
It's over 15 now, right?
Yeah, no, 600 like 10 years ago would have been just fine.
Now, because I still have all the little cards on it. It's like $3,500.
Stickers and everything too.
Everything's complete in the whatever it is. It's a scratch and sniff thing.
Yep.
Yeah, all that.
Yeah. Did you know they made a FIFA game that was scratch and sniff? It was only sold in Europe, I think, but they made a scratch and sniff FIFA game where if you scratch it, you can smell the grass.
No way.
Yeah.
What?
I looked that up. I'm gonna get that.
Yeah, it's not very common, but if you can find it, it's pretty cool. I don't know if they still smell, but quick segue for real. Like, and this is not memeing or making, just for the show. Real talk. You ever sell that press kit and the magazines, you call me first. I swear to God, whatever number you put out there, I will buy it.
Good luck with that.
It has to be affordable. I have to actually have that amount of money, but I will pay for it. Seriously, that is
price as long as I got it.
I did go down a press kit rabbit hole for a minute. I did not get anything good out of it, but the ones that I found that were cool, that were on that list, Conker's was on that list. That was one of the coolest I saw.
Yeah, I saw the jelly beans in there. They probably taste terrible.
Oh yeah, I saw the short. Yeah, they looked awful. You got to vacuum seal that bitch, otherwise you're gonna have some kind of like monster crawling out of it. Like, I want to eat you. Like,
wild. That's
all of a sudden, no one's gonna hear from Gamer Aimer for a month, and it's because Jelly Beans ate her from the past.
I cracked up when I seen the jelly beans were still in there.
Yeah.
To be condemned, like my entire house, and it's like, oh, why can't you go in your house? The video games, those jelly beans. People be like, well, she's lost it.
The jelly beans got her, man. They got her. It's like,
she's
you ever
about video games and jelly beans? What's wrong with her?
Either y'all watch Cowboy Bebop at all? You guys were ever into that? Like the original anime, of course.
Yeah.
You remember the episode where they had the thing come out of the fridge and it just ate everybody on the ship? Yeah, that would be the jelly beans in Gamer Aimer's case.
Very memorable scene.
Yep. So yeah, real talk. I want that kit. I want that kit so bad. You have no idea.
They're out there. I've actually seen those quite a few times, but
Yeah, but
they're out
some people
there.
want like $20K for them. It's like I'm not paying
Yeah,
$20,000. Like I'm not.
What's crazy is I saw one of those sold. This must have been maybe 2019, late 2019, because I was heavily looking at Macari at that time. So like right before, somewhere a few months before pandemic, somewhere around there. One of those sold for like $600 on Macari.
$600?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, whether it had the jelly beans, I don't remember that exactly, but
I don't even think it matters.
I definitely had like almost everything.
Yeah.
So
I'd pay like a
They're
couple
out there.
$100 just for the box if I could just get the box.
Yeah, I know,
mean,
right?
geez.
Yeah. It's a cool box.
Oh my god,
but
it is. That's the coolest part about it is the box because it's just so wacky and wild. God, the '90s were awesome. I miss the '90s wackiness of video games. Not like I'm not like one of those like nostalgias. Like, oh my god, we're back in the old days. No, the '90s were just freaking weird,
90s were
and they were
different, man.
super cool, man. Like everyone back in the '90s was like, okay, here's some money, make something, and we get the weirdest freaking stuff. It was awesome, and like not even just the video games, the accessories, the third party like controllers and shit that like were made by like Hip Gear or like Innovation or like Innotech or God, what are these other ones that were like so random? Just these brands Pelican came out with weird shit. Like it just I saw you guys creaming over the Odyssey case. Speaking of like weird accessories from Korg's. I had the opportunity to buy it. I wanted it too. I didn't buy it. There was a very specific reason. I'll tell you guys, off stream because I don't want to insult the guy who had it out there. But there was a very specific reason I didn't buy that. But I know you guys love cases, so here I figure let's just start show and tell real quick because you guys were talking about how rare that is to see in person. I bet you I have a case because rental cases were another rabbit hole I went down for a little bit.
Yeah,
I love rental cases.
I have pretty much every rental case. I personally did not buy the sticker cases. And I think you know what I mean by that, like the ones that just had the label sticked on it. Yeah. I did not buy those. I preferred the plastic injection molding ones. The rarest one I own, I bet you've never even known that there was one. Hold on one second. So I have this one. Can you read that?
I feel like I've seen this in a picture.
Yep.
Yeah, I've seen that. I've seen a picture.
You've seen this?
Too. Yeah. I know somebody that has that. I'm pretty sure.
That's awesome.
This is the rarest one I have. I have the Jaguar one, which is pretty common.
That's my grail is the Jaguar. I got the Virtual Boy.
I've got the Jaguar one. I've got the red NES one where you could put the zapper in there too.
Yeah.
I had two of those at one point. I actually used one of them to trade for the PS1 kiosk I have. Nice. And I have two Sega Genesis, like the 16-bit cases. One of them is the original black color that it came with, and one I found, it's a variant that I don't know why it exists. It's blue.
Huh.
Okay. So there's one that's black and one that's blue. Actually, here, let me show you.
Yeah, I don't think I've seen that blue one.
Can I address something in the comments below?
Sure.
So something had happened and a few comments had gotten retracted. I just want to put this out there. What is gaming podcast? It says, Aimer, do you hate Brandon? And then they were saying like, you're so mean, you're so mean. It's friendly banter that we're doing. We all don't hate each other. This is all for the show. This is all. It's just like it's a thing that we do and how we are. Yeah,
we're friends. We're friends.
I actually hate both of you, but that's a different thing. But
so it's
that
it's
I can't,
So, I just wanted to put that out there so that person doesn't think that we really all hate each other. We're all joking and playing around. That's kind of how.
Have you seen this one?
That one's cool.
Yeah, I've seen it, but it's very, very uncommon.
So that's another one.
I like how it has like the engraved.
I had that as a kid. That's the
really
rental case I had. So I had a TurboGrafx as a kid, and so what would happen was like our video store, our rental place, when they were done renting the systems out, they would just sell them, and there were a few systems that we did that with, and that was one of them.
Nice.
So, yeah.
And this is the last one. So this is that Sega case, but it's blue. Can you see how it's blue?
Yeah, I can see the tinge to it a little bit.
Yeah, it's like a dark navy blue. I don't know why it's blue, but I just got this because it's.
They ran out of dye. Yeah, that's cool.
But yeah, so I went down a case's path for a while there. And the Odyssey one's like the last one I want. That's the only one I need.
I'm starting my rental case little journey now because I've been wanting to do it for a while, but I've got someone holding 4 of them for me right now.
Sweet.
I'm going to be picking up at the convention, so I'm going to try to do
Yeah, I
a
only
video
have
or
a
something
couple.
on that. He's got PlayStation 1, a PS2, and I think the Sega CD one.
Yeah.
Either the Genesis or the Sega CD. I don't remember, but yeah, I went and saw Thomas. He's talking to Chat Millennial Collector the other day. He's got the Sega CD sticker one displayed,
Cool.
like pretty good condition one. So yeah, I love those. Love the weird stuff.
Yeah, I have a Panasonic 3DO, but it's like it doesn't say it on there, but it fits one. It's the guy got it from somewhere that rented them, but it's like a pretty standard one, but it fits it in there perfectly.
Nice.
And then I have a Sega one. I don't know if it's Sega CD or Sega Genesis. I'm not entirely sure. It might be CD or Saturn, but I can't remember. I don't even know what I have. I really don't. I got a couple more, but I made a video some time ago on it, but I don't remember.
Cases are sweet. Imagine like just being a kid in the 90s, right? And it's like, listen, you want to play some video games? You want to check out my fucking video game? Like it's in a briefcase, all right? It's like handcuffed to my wrist. This is how cool it is. Like that's imagine walking anywhere with like a briefcase of video game stuff. Like just
could you imagine? Yeah.
It's like you would be like who could like, you know, pick on you or like make fun of you back then? Like if you're walking around with like an NES in a case, you're like a baller. Like it's the ultimate flex, like back as a kid.
So I had the actually, do you guys remember this? There's a briefcase like carrier for the Game Boy Advance SP, I think it was for that I had. It was like an Intech, but it was like a briefcase. Okay. Yeah. It was like a little briefcase. So you had spots for all the accessories, like everything that, you know, like the whole 9. Nothing that you would actually, like I didn't use for the SP, but just like it was a little flex to carry this like silver briefcase down the road to your friend's house.
Yeah. No, they're fun. I absolutely love them. So I get it. That's when people ask me like, how weird do you go in your collection? Like that weird. That's how weird I get. Like that's pretty weird.
Yeah, for sure.
There's plenty of weird to go around.
Yeah, we love the weird stuff. We've got what is gaming? We already addressed that. We got Bryce saying, "Hey Thomas," Millennial Collector saying, "Hey Bryce, always glad having you here. How's everything going?" They're talking to each other. What is gaming said? Oh, was just joking with you, ma'am.
Okay, good. Just making sure we're all on the same page. And then we also have Carl. We have Carl in the chat too. He's saying howdy, y'all. So welcome in. And I think there was Mike of All Trades is in here lurking, but wanted to come through and show some support. Viennese Arcade. Okay, I think we got everyone.
Nice. Yeah, there was a bunch. So if I miss anything, I apologize. But
yeah,
I love me a good lurker. You know.
Yeah, man, lurkers are the best. Sometimes.
They don't, you know, like
don't you like lurkers, Brandy? Don't you?
You love lurkers.
Not when they're staring at you while you're literally eating food, and you see it, and then they message you on the socials.
That's very creepy.
I saw you at this place at this date, and you're like, that's the person.
Just like eating your dinner out at a restaurant, someone's like lurking at you through the window. It's like
literally. No, I'm not even. That was a legit thing. Like it's for real.
Yeah, that's too much. That's excessive. Ridiculous.
That's too much, man.
So gamer aimer, it's like that's one thing, but then when you're like legit personally eating, not at a game convention, not somewhere, and you're in your own personal life, and someone is, and I already told you guys like the backstory on what they messaged me and said, and you know, and so it is what it is.
Let me love you, Brandy. Well,
I'm telling you, this go ahead.
No, you're good. Go ahead.
I was just saying, like, this is how Brandy treats people. Like, this is what I was saying when she met me. She's just like, no, I can't talk to you. I'm afraid of stalkers.
I don't got time for your ass. Get out of here.
Stalkers? No.
Exterior, you know, then maybe people won't want to stalk me.
Right.
In return, people do.
You just make them want you that much more.
That's hilarious. Oh my goodness. Well,
actually, I do have a comment that just came in, and this is something that we can address.
Oh, okay.
So we have Someone in the comments saying, Brandy, can you help me convince Brandon to come to Siege or Too Many Games this year? That's how I got the Game Boy Advance SP kiosk last year. Also, you got those banger Sega caps. Yes. So, actually, Too Many Games, we are potentially trying to work because I don't live that far from there.
Yeah.
So, for everyone who wants to stalk me. No, but for real, we are actually working on that. So if you are going to be at Too Many Games, then we would love to, link up and see everyone there. If it all works out according, we haven't.
Not 95% sure that we're going to be able to work it out. So that'd be
my
awesome.
AC gets fixed, then
so it's only if the AC gets fixed, like we already said.
It's like 90-some degrees right now in the house. The basement game room is the coolest room, and this is the hottest room. So I'm going through something, guys. Just letting you know.
She's going through a crisis, guys. So please send your love and support.
I'm not that old.
The world's smallest violin is playing for a gamer.
What's that little thing that went around the TikTok? Yeah.
Yep.
Love it. Yeah, so hopefully that, as of now, I think everything's going to work out with that. So hopefully, that'd be awesome, man.
I sure hope so.
Yeah.
I got to make it out to Too Many Games. That sounds like a fun one. I haven't been to that one yet.
I haven't.
Yeah, you should. And then we can all, link up at some point. I definitely think you should come out to, we'll have to talk off air and see which ones you might be going to, and I'm sure that we might talk some more after.
You heard it here first, guys. There might be a Retro Existential Gamer Aimer collab in the future. Just
exactly.
Just saying. Just put the speculation out there right now. No, can't confirm or deny anything, but there might be a collab. Maybe. I don't know.
And someone's asking where's Too Many Games. So we have Riot Demons. That's in Pennsylvania. So Philadelphia.
Mm-hmm.
So it's not too far. It's a really big convention.
It's
typically massive. Angry Video Game Nerd, and then I don't think he's coming this year, but Scott the Woz typically is out there. They have Woody over at Beat 'em Ups. They have him. They have tons of
a lot
special
of the big
actors, and they got a lot of big people there.
They don't have me. It's not big enough. I actually, true story. I saw them at Torg last year, and I was like, "Hey, I do my thing. I do my traveling museum. I post up, and here's a couple of things that we do." And they just looked at me. And they're like, "Yeah, okay, cool. We'll see you later." Bye. Just totally brushed me off. I'm like, "Okay, cool. I guess that then you don't want me there. All right, cool. Cool."
It's terrible. I'm sorry that happened to you, man.
That's okay. We're moving on up. We got big stuff. We're confirmed for Torg this year, actually, and we're going to be putting on a pretty big show. So keep an eye out for that.
Awesome. Yeah. So, what are some of your first gaming memories? What kind of got you started on this?
Playing. Sorry, go ahead.
The first thing you played. What kind of captured you?
Early on.
Yeah.
Early.
Yeah.
Like the first system I ever got, I think was the Sega Genesis. If I get the Sega Genesis and the Game Boy Color mixed up because I can't remember exactly which one I got first, but I got one of those two first, and I'm pretty sure it was the Sega Genesis. And I just remember back in the day when you couldn't save anything. And so I'm playing Sonic the Hedgehog and getting almost to the very end of Sonic, and the game just freezing. And you know how when a Sega or an old vintage system freezes on one frame and it makes this god awful noise in the background that sound, it's one tone and it just makes that noise and you're you're praying to the gods no, keep going, please. What happened? And totally everything just blown. My whole playthrough just gone. Nothing saved. Everything is destroyed. That's one of the first memories that sticks out for me playing video games. But no,
traumatic experience.
Most of them are traumatic experiences. The first time I played Tomb Raider, I gave up after the first level. I was I was a child. My next system was a PlayStation, a PS1. I loved the PS1. But one of the first games my parents bought me was Tomb Raider, and I'm thinking to myself, they have no idea what they bought because first of all,
that's a rough one for a kid.
Well, of course, if they knew just how sexualized she was back then, probably also would not have bought that for a 10, 11, 12-year-old kid.
She was like this. It was
totally
pointed. It was so unrealistic.
That's so realistic.
Oh,
Listen,
it was like a point.
Literally, yeah.
It's a fetish I've maintained into adulthood. Don't fetish shame, okay? Come on, like like it doesn't like pointy boobs, all right? Like the old like medieval style like conical like brassiers that they had, like just pointing out and poking people in the ass.
It was realistic then.
Yeah, right.
We were like, whoa, that's what they're supposed to look like.
No, I got so frustrated playing Tomb Raider because the mechanics sucked. I think we can all agree that just the camera angles, everything about that game was it. I don't know how it got so popular if it weren't for the fact that it was Lara Croft, right? Like otherwise, I don't think there was any kid that played that and was like, I enjoyed that experience. It was like like playing Paperboy, like on loop. It's just like it was awful.
I love Paperboy.
Well, then you are in amongst. Oh my God! Why am I on this podcast?
On Game Boy.
Games I had on the N64, I found it at this is back in the day, so the prices were way different. I found it for 25 cents at a yard sale.
There we go again with the 25 cents.
Long, like when I was a kid, and it was one of the only games that I had on the system, and I played the crap out of it.
Yeah, I've never played the 64 version. I've got it on the EverDrive. I've never tried it. I wonder what the difference is.
It was probably terrible, but it's like all I knew. That
hey, listen, on the Game Boy, that was my jam. I loved Paperboy on the Game Boy.
Yeah.
So,
but no, a good gaming memory. Probably like the first gaming memory I had, like as a kid, was playing Star Wars: The Empire Strikes Back on my Game Boy Color on road trips. Like that was such a fun game. And it was like the first Star Wars game I ever played. And it put me down a path of like buying a bunch of Star Wars games when I was younger. But there was something about that game that was just so fun. Like, just like, you could like kill the AT-ATs. Like you can like destroy them. You could, like destroy Hoth monsters and like use the lightsaber and stuff like that. It was just, it was a lot of fun. And then when I got my PlayStation, like, having Crash Bandicoot, like, all the mascot games growing up, like there were just so on Parappa the Rapper, Twisted Metal, and for me, like the thing that set me down my path, I think ultimately of Game Boy or video game collecting, my favorite memory was when I played Mega Man Legends. That was like the best game for me growing up. Still to this day, my favorite game of all time. I built friendships playing that game with people. It was my first exposure to Mega Man as a character. I was not a Nintendo Mega Man kid. I was a PlayStation RPG Mega Man kid, and so that was a lot of fun. And so like that whole story, the philosophy behind it, like the do-gooderness about that, the feel-goodness about that story, the drama, like at the end especially where you learn like who Mega Man is. Like it was pretty passionate of a story for like someone like me as a kid playing it. And it just like it drove me down this path of loving this series. And so I own the whole series. And that's what set me down my path of collecting video games in the first place, is because I was one of the like 10 people that bought the Misadventures of Tron Bonne. If you remember that game, it was just a spin-off, and it was
very expensive game.
Much fun.
Now,
it was
so much fun.
It was.
It did not find that for 25 cents.
No, you cannot. No, but no, I mean, like it was just I thought it was a very like repeat playable game. It was so corny and cheesy and fun, and it just like had the essence of the first game, but like with that side story line playing along. I just had so much fun with it, and so that was the first game I realized that I owned that was actually really valuable. And ever since then, I've just been gung ho about collecting.
Yeah, that's awesome. Yeah, I think it's like some of those games, like the Game Boy Color, like I got hooked on a lot of games like that too. Some of the movie tie-in sort of stuff, or like some of those franchises that a lot of people would probably never play, right? Like, yeah, there's a lot of that stuff that people haven't played, but for sure.
Yeah, if you guys can, muster the time it takes to play that game, because there's a lot of grinding, a lot of playing. It's so much fun though. It's so much. It's you will not play a Mega Man game like that. It's just a lot of fun. I love it.
For sure. So, what do you enjoy playing now, and what are some of the systems that you're playing regularly or diving into?
Like when I get the time, I do like to still throw on a GameCube game every once in a while. Like, if I want to just relax and play something weird and interesting, like I'll throw on a GameCube, I'll plug it in, and I'll play Cubivore. Do you guys remember that game?
Yes.
Like I love almost anything that Atlas makes, but the old games that Atlas made, the weird ones that just are completely out there, Cubivore is on the top of that list. And it's actually like a fun, relaxing game, despite the fact that you're essentially like it's basically like, the actual, if you're like being honest about the title, it should be called like Murder Evolution, because basically you just kill other animals and evolve.
Yeah.
But yeah, we'll call it Cubivore. Sure, that sounds a lot better. No, it's a fun, relaxing, like cute game, and of course the pixels and everything, it like looks like really cool, like kind of 16-bit, but like 3D style. And I like it. It's a lot of fun. But nowadays, like if I'm just coming back home from work for a day and I'm just worn out, like I just throw on something on the PC. Like just the other day, like I was sick this week, so I just didn't want to do anything productive. And so for the fun of it, I threw on the Ghostbusters video game, like the one from, over 10, 12 years ago now, or whatever it was. And I played it through in like a day. Like it was just a fun little playthrough, like just something simple. I just like, I throw on anything that's like fun that like, was good back in the day. But if I'm playing a regular game, like out there just to like play, I'm usually playing like Dead by Daylight or something. That's my go-to game. It literally takes the soul out of me. Like every single time I hate myself for playing it. I wonder why I keep playing it. Why do I keep turning it on? Because it just makes me miserable. But I play that for fun.
Well, I mean, Nicolas Cage is being brought to the game now. So...
That is true. And you know what? Like, do you guys play that game at all, or do you know anything about it?
I don't like it at all.
Listen. I don't blame you. I don't blame you. I don't blame you. But no, like, for anyone who is a Dead by Daylight fan, like I think they really had a missed opportunity with Nicolas Cage. Like they could have incorporated him into the lore in a really interesting way, and I think that it was a missed opportunity. Like he could have been in, like he's I think he's supposed to be. Well, he's supposed to be a survivor, but yeah. he could have been the ultimate baddie if they had like worked him into the story as like the ultimate baddie. It would have been so perfect and so spot on for Nicolas Cage. I total missed opportunity there.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, man, I don't know. Dead by Daylight. I can't stand that game.
It's horrific.
Well, I have friends that love it. Love it.
No, they're just telling you they love it. They hate themselves. They won't tell the truth. Right. Well, maybe. They like anyone who plays Dead by Daylight regularly is just miserable and like just hating their life all day long. But that's basically like the life of a Dead by Daylight gamer. But no, like I was actually looking at like buying a copy of Final Fantasy VIII. And so I can play it on PC, because that was probably like my second favorite Final Fantasy game. Final Fantasy IX is my absolute favorite. I would love to play that one again. But you can they have ports on Steam right now. You can buy them. Like, and I just every once in a while I try to pick up something that's fun, like easy, like Dead Space. Dead Space is good. Every once in a while I'll throw on Fear, like just to play Fear again from back in the day. It's funny, like I get the craving to play like games like I think Gamer Aimer, you had something like a short coming up that was posted recently or something, but for Army of Two, such a great game. That was so much fun. Like those games, like that, like Gears of War, like that style of game, so much fun to play. It's just like it's chill, it's simple. I'm not like in a COD lobby hearing a bunch of kids like throw racial slurs at me. Like I'm not experiencing that. I'm enjoying just like a classic game, that I grew up with. I'll throw on the Halo Master Chief Collection too every once in a while just for the fun of it. Like it's just casual gaming, because I honestly never get enough time to play like the games I want to play, because it's just a time sink. If I had unlimited money, I would play them all, but I can't these days. Too much time.
You guys play games?
That's where this all led to. It's like, wait, you actually have time to play games?
That's the deal, right? When I stream, that's it. Sorry, guys. There's like a bajillion games I would like to play.
What are you guys playing these days? Like, what keeps you, from jumping off a cliff?
Playing Zelda. That's pretty much it. On stream. Other than that,
cool.
Yeah,
cool.
I'm playing. I need to get my AC fixed because it's hot in here. That's what I'm playing. The Game of Life. No, but I did get the Street Fighter 6 Collector's Edition, and I did actually open up the game, so I'm hoping to start playing that shortly.
Cool.
So that's on my list. And then, of course, I go back and forth for like some of these on this day in gaming. Sometimes I will play a couple minutes or so if I haven't played it in a while, just to try and remember something to talk about. So I'm all over the place.
I think after Tekken Tag Team, I gave up on fighting games. They just got too complicated.
Man, I love Tekken Tag Tournament.
Tekken Tag was awesome.
Fighting games.
Well,
they're complicated.
Let's be honest. Tekken 3 was probably like the best fighting game of all time, in my opinion. But Tekken Tag was pretty good. Oh, you're shaking your head. What do you think?
Probably, I don't know. I love Street Fighter 3. I think it was like a god tier game on the Dreamcast.
No, you know what? No, the best game, and this is one of my favorite fighting games growing up. X-Men versus Street Fighter. That was a sweet freaking game. So I used to go to this skating rink when I was younger, and they had an arcade in there. And one of the games that I spent the most money on was X-Men versus Street Fighter. It was just such a freaking cool game.
Yeah. Also, Marvel vs. Capcom 2, I think is a 10 out of 10 game. Yeah.
That's a good one.
Yeah.
But no, Tekken 3 like introduced us to like Gon. Like, remember Gon, the dinosaur? Yeah. Like that farted on people. I mean, how do you get any better than that? I mean, that like it's just like a perfect like, you know, secret character. You got a farting dinosaur. I don't think it gets. That's like peak humanity right
Primal
there. Peak
Rage
fighting
would
game.
like to have a discussion.
Listen, if I wanted to play a panda, or was that also Tekken? Never mind.
That was Tekken too.
Never mind. Well, no. What was Primal Rage's weird game or characters? That was
They just had the dinosaurs.
Yeah.
And then
it was all dinosaurs.
And the monkey guy. Yeah, and the monkey guy.
Okay, then I don't remember Primal Rage.
Oh, he's on everything. Yeah, Genesis, Jaguar CD.
No, I was Tekken growing up the whole time.
Mm.
You're not missing out on much. It did not hold up. It's terrible.
Oh, that's good.
Every version of that game is so bad.
Yep.
Yeah.
Oh, I'll make sure to avoid it.
Well, with that said, do you want to get and start the news, Game Raymer? Get and dive into
that? We have a couple things to go over, and then we have some more things that we'll kind of circle back around. For news, there was the new TMNT Shredder's Revenge DLC revealed, titled Dimension Shell Shock. This includes a new game mode, new characters, and character colors per the trailer. So, I'm excited. I just need to get my collector's edition from Limited Run Games so I can actually play it. Physical media, let's go!
Yep.
A year too late.
So I have a little bone to pick with Limited Run. I don't know. Like I was it Limited Run that did the Scott Pilgrim versus the World, right?
Yes.
They did that one.
Yeah.
So I bought the Ultimate Edition when it came out. This was like, God, it's going on 3-4 years ago now. It took them like 3 years to get it to me. It was just like ridiculous. From purchase to actually delivered, it was like 3 years.
Yeah.
They took their time with that one.
Yeah. That's my favorite thing they've ever done, too. It just took forever.
And it's cool. It's super cool. They couldn't source the materials. And granted, they had the pandemic in the middle of all of it. So that's to be fair. But oh man, I remember buying that and I was like, cool, it'll be here in like, August. That was like 7 months later. And then like a year later, they're sending these like sorry emails, like, sorry, it's taking us so long. And then another one a year later. And it's just like, oh my God, am I ever gonna get this? But they come out with some cool stuff.
They do. I'm still waiting on something. We're getting close to 2 years. I think like in 2 months it'll be 2 years. So.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, it's crazy with them, man.
Good luck. It's like pre-ordering a Cybertruck. You never know if you're gonna get it.
Yeah, right. Yeah, it's wild stuff. I'm excited for TMNT. Yeah, I love that game so much, and it's so like you don't need to dedicate much time to play through that. It's not like a long game. Like you can beat that game in a few hours. So I think I did that in one stream, which is probably the first game I've done with like just going through a whole game in years that I've done, and it was just so much fun. So I loved it.
Cool.
And then there's the Summer Game Fest. We had Prince of Persia: The Lost Crown. After more than a decade, a new entry into Prince of Persia series is on the way. The Lost Crown is a side-scrolling action-adventure game that looks like it will appeal to fans of the Metroidvania genre. The game should come out in January 18th, 2024. So that's pretty exciting news.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
And then, of course, my favorite part is Mortal Kombat. So there's a lot.
Man, that gameplay.
Yeah, that's a lot to say on that. That should come out on September 19th, 2023. We got our first in-depth look at Mortal Kombat 1, the next entry in the Mortal Kombat series, and the start of a new Mortal Kombat universe. Following Liu Kang's ascent to godhood in Mortal Kombat 11, the iconic character apparently created a new universe with familiar faces like Raiden, Sub-Zero, Scorpion, Katana, Jax. The latest mechanic to be added to the series is the cameo function, which allows players to select 2 characters from the roster a primary fighter, and a cameo fighter, and summon in the cameo to execute special attacks. So I'm curious about all of that. I haven't really seen a whole lot of stuff on it, just because I don't like to completely spoil the fighting games that I will actually play. But I am pretty excited.
How do they keep these games fresh? Like you guys, obviously you guys are into that series, and I am too. But from when I was a kid, how are they still keeping these Mortal Kombat games fresh?
Different characters, new lore, new stories, changing up different things, the graphics, the fatalities. There's a lot.
That DLC they did for the 11 Aftermath, I was just like blown away. I don't know. They're really like pumping that story up. They're going hard on the story of Mortal Kombat. So I think this is probably a good move because I feel like Mortal Kombat 11 was like a resurgence for the series. Like kids, no, you know what I mean? Like I feel like it was hitting like the mainstream audience again because that game sold like
teaching kids how to kill people.
Yeah, that's
in a game though, not in real life.
Yeah,
there's separation.
Right.
Yeah,
Sorry.
Yeah, come on.
And I mean, hello, it says it's like for adults on it. Your kids should not be playing these games.
But
if they
but at the same time, we did
heard
too.
Brandon Freudian slip up there. He's like, yeah, it's a new generation of kids playing this, right? It's like,
yeah, I yeah.
With adult permission.
Right.
Yeah,
So, listen. You can give permission to a kid to play any horrible game out there. It's like it's not the good thing.
No, it's not. I mean, hey, you can't.
Hey,
do,
they're playing.
Like,
they're
start
playing
friendships in Mortal Kombat, though, right? Like, so there is some like teaching kids some good stuff. There.
Yes,
it definitely isn't.
Of course, babalities, right?
But I can't. I have no room to speak because that's what I wanted to play when I was a kid because of that reason. So
yeah, I played it too. Yeah,
and like,
but
I can't say anything.
Yeah, also the creators and stuff who actually make it, they go through like a whole traumatic experience trying to look up all these fatalities. They need counseling and they have these traumatic, so.
The ones that showed off.
Is that real?
Yeah.
Is that for real?
It's a real life thing. They
There's
have
like a
to
whole
study
documentary on it.
They have to study everything, and they like have nightmares for like the rest of their life. They have like these traumatic, just to give themselves and all this creativity stuff to us, so we should appreciate that.
Like what actors do, they put themselves in that situation. What's that called? I forget the style of acting, but it's like that sort of thing where you're putting yourself in that situation. But yeah,
like method acting. Method.
It's that sort of
they're method programming.
Programming. Yeah, but what they showed with the fatalities during that trailer was just crazy, man. It was just getting crazier and crazier.
Yeah.
So, yeah, looks like fun.
On a lighter note, we have Sonic Superstars. 2D Sonic is back, but with the 3D art style. Players can choose between Sonic, Knuckles, Tails, and Amy as they race through classic-feeling stages with updated mechanics and fun new ways to play. The game will feature 4-player co-op as well as new abilities like a grapple hook. Fall 2023.
Very excited. That was my favorite. Other than like the trailer, we already knew about Mortal Kombat. That was my favorite announcement.
Yeah, I'm excited for that. Any other, Sonic games and stuff, and playable characters, and that's pretty cool.
Yeah, I mean, we need like a 2D Sonic like that again. You know what I mean? We had Sonic Mania, which was awesome, but we need like a new 2D Sonic game. For like the kids, my daughter would love that. So.
Yeah.
Anyone else like having Spring Hill Zone playing in their head right now?
Yeah, it's always in my head, especially with this AC.
Oh my god, we're going to talk about
enough
that
with the AC. Oh my god!
This is a sacrifice being here. It's like 97 degrees.
No. The temperature keeps going up, and it's like 9 o'clock now.
It really is. I'm in like the top room, and this like PC is real hot. Like this is hot.
It's okay. I volunteer to save one of your Dreamcast kiosks. It's okay. I'll protect it from the heat.
They're protected. They're in the basement.
Oh, I thought you said the basement wasn't on fire right now. It's miserable.
No. I'm up here in the top room. I'm in a whole different area.
You had a laptop. Why didn't you take the laptop down there?
I don't have a laptop.
I thought you had a laptop. I thought Stephanie used the laptop.
I need to get one. I want to get one so I could do better at it. We've already talked about this.
Okay, I will trade you a laptop for one of the kiosks.
There
okay.
You go.
I will get you a laptop for one of the kiosks.
We're going to start a segment on the podcast called "How to Make a Deal," and you just make deals.
Yeah, but who's getting
trade offer, right? Like the shitty TikToks from like not too long ago, like trade.
No.
She would love to trade a kiosk for a laptop.
No, I'll trade a kiosk for a new whole like AC unit, like the outside unit, the inside unit, like $7,000 type of $8,000, $9,000. Because someone's telling me to go buy an AC. I can't buy the guy's coming out tomorrow. This is the whole home unit. Like
wait, so did you not use the thing I recommended that your neighbor just gave you? Did you not set it up?
That's already like set up in the other room, like to sleep in, because that room's really hot. So like, this is.
Oh boy.
It can't be in here. Like it emits water and stuff. I can't have all that around these electronics.
It emits water, right? Well, this is the signal for emitting water. Water.
Hey, just pour the water bottle on
all the water. It's going around everywhere.
It's an intervention. All right, we got Alan Wake 2, more than a decade in development. It releases on October 17th, 2023.
How much you want to bet they push that?
Probably.
Yeah, probably.
Another decade?
Yeah.
Yes.
It'll be the second coming of the Duke Nukem fiasco. That'll be.
Oh, Duke Nukem forever. I got to do a video on that story. We talked about it probably 4 or 5 times on the podcast. Jeez,
dude, it was terrible. Like what a waste of effort.
7 years. I'm serious.
It's been 4 years.
I'm serious.
This hits you personally. Like you had a personal beef.
Oh, I'm serious. Yeah,
yeah,
I'm 100% serious.
He does. He looks.
Is it too late to file a class action lawsuit?
Oh, I'm still mad. Yeah, and then they jipped me on the terrible game. It was horrible.
Oh my gosh. What's okay? So speaking of which, this is something I was curious about. What's your biggest like loss? Like the worst waste of money on anything game related ever in your entire life?
The Duke Nukem Forever Collector's Edition. Yeah. It was terrible.
What was wrong with it?
The game sucked.
The
game sucked. It was in development for 11 years.
Yeah, it's at that point it becomes like not just an investment of money. It's like your emotions are putting in and everything.
Yeah, that was a bad. I've had a few bad experiences with those.
Mine was Tony Hawk Pro Skater 5. I put the disc in and it had an error. I've never played it. It had an error.
The game's horrible.
Was that the one that they had to like download the whole game? Like that was the update. Was basically the whole game.
It said error, and my whole system crashed. So I put it in another one, and it did the same thing. I've never played it, and I would have actually been the one who enjoyed the game because I was super nostalgia. I don't care if it was bad or not.
Oh, it was like not even just bad. Like it was unplayable. Like you couldn't even. You would like start riding on air. Your skateboard would be sitting over here, like would have fell off.
Better than a blank screen. It said error, and then like my whole system shut down. And then I put in another one, and it shut down too. It's very disappointing. I brought it back to the store, and they said you have to take that up with the whoever because it was a sealed product, and they won't take it back once it's been broken the seal. And I was like, but it's unplayable.
Yeah.
And they said that's not our problem.
That's not our problem. That's on the developers.
I said, can I trade it in? I would have got like $10 for it.
You just bought it that day.
It's like driving a car off a lot. Instantly loses like 1,000,000% of its value.
Yeah.
I still have the game. Never played.
That's a bad one. Yeah, I forgot about that. That's a pretty.
That reminds me of. There's this game. Hold on. I think I have it here somewhere. Because I was just thinking about this the other day. But there was a game that came out for either the 3DO or the CDI. Oh, it was the 3DO. So this is one of my favorite stories of like games that were just like released broken. Do you remember a game called Brain Dead 13 for the 3DO?
Yeah.
I had it for Jaguar CD. Yeah.
So the 3D, I think it was the 3DO version, if I'm not mistaken. The 3DO version was released completely broken. The game was like unplayable past a certain point, but you could send it back or do like a mail order or something and actually get the game updated, like the correct version.
Yeah.
And that's like one of the rarest copies of games out there. If you can get the actual playable version of Brain Dead 13, I've always wanted that in my collection.
There's a few of those. They did that with that wrestling game on 64. Like there was an updated version of that. Whatever, one of the ones with the black cart. There's like an updated version of that. Yeah. Yeah, that was. I don't know what the deal was with that 3DO port, considering
those stories
CD version was playable. Like,
yeah, I just love those stories though. It's like imagine as a kid you get that game, right? Your parents paid a bunch of money for that game. Probably wasn't cheap, right? And it's completely unplayable. Like, what did kids do back then? Did they tell their parents like, "Hey, this game's broken"?
You don't
like,
say a word.
Yeah, right. You didn't say anything, right? So like your whole life.
Thank you.
Yeah, exactly. But like, because like, what kid is gonna like put in the effort to get the updated copy of the game, like mail order, like, and of course, well, back then you didn't have the internet, right? So you had to like be subscribed, hopefully, to a video game magazine that made the announcement for them, and then know to like submit a mail order for the updated game. It's just like, oh my gosh! But those stories are great. I love those stories.
Yeah, for sure. That's wild. There's a lot like that.
People are saying No Mercy, and then
yeah, that's what it was.
They're asking, do you actually like the Jaguar and 3DO? Yes.
Oh, I love them.
Oh,
I love those systems.
One of my grails. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
No, you're good. I was just gonna say those are actually the two systems I have hooked up right now. Believe it or not.
Nice.
My TV card. Those are the ones I got hooked up. So.
Jaguar cartridges are weird too. Like they're not, they look like they should be ergonomic, but they're really not. Like they just don't feel right when you hold them.
Yeah, because they got that weird curve.
Like the T-bar thing up at the top almost.
You stack them and they all like. That happens all the time.
Yeah. But no, one of my grails, if I could ever afford it, I don't know if it'll even become available. But if there was ever one thing I want in my collection, it's this. I want one of the Jaguar VR headsets. I know there's like two of them. There's like 2 or 3 of them out there, but I want one.
There's a guy that lives 15 minutes from me that has one. He's got a crazy, wild collection.
Would he ever sell that?
He's talking about selling. He like does this weird thing where he sells everything off and then finds like a new weird niche. He specifically collects just the weird stuff. And he's
man after my own heart. Like seriously.
He's got currently, and I can't make this up. Some of these I actually didn't even know of. He's got a whole shelf where he was just going for like all those VR 3D headsets from like the weird retro stuff. Whole shelf setup of stuff that like I know one of them that he has. I want to say it was for oh God, what was it? I can't remember. It was okay. So it's there was going to be like a Vectrex 3D thing, right? So he's got that 3D imager, but then there was like another third party like VR style headset thing that they were doing. He's got that. Like
that's
just
crazy.
Some really weird stuff that I had never even heard of. So
you got to get me in touch with that guy. Not even to buy. Like I would just love to pick that guy's brain. If you can get me in touch with him off live, that'd be awesome.
He's given me a couple of weird things too. So yeah, I'll definitely.
Bastard. Yeah. So Gamer Aimer's getting things for $0.25. You're getting them for free.
Just a couple of things.
Yeah, I'm upset. I'm paying $0.25 now.
Oh God!
And God forbid you had to pay. You had to pay $0.25 for your Dreamcast kiosk.
I'm talking like not stuff like that.
Oh my God! I will never forgive you for that. By the way, Gamer Aimer, not for my whole life. Never.
Man,
I don't even know you that well, and I'll still never forgive you.
I still haven't forgiven her from 10 episodes ago. She did something. I don't remember what it was, but.
I was picking on him. He told me I had to watch out this episode because I was picking on him.
That's right. You brought it up.
Was it another podcast? Oh yeah, we were on another podcast.
On Thursday.
I was picking on him because he picked on me all day. So then I picked on him.
Not
and then
live on the air.
Yeah, he tried to play victim, and he was all like, "Oh, she's picking on me. I'm gonna Sunday." And here we are, an hour and a half almost. And he hasn't picked on me, so I don't know.
Too nice for that. I'm a nice guy.
Nice. Well done.
Next Sunday, I'm setting a reminder, Siri. Hey, Siri. Pick on Brandy next Sunday.
There you go.
I reminded her on Thursday, and she didn't tell me today.
I'm sick.
Oh, you had an appointment scheduled to pick on her, and she was supposed to remind you?
I did it live on that podcast. And it did remind me.
have to be the reminder. You see what I'd have to put up with?
Seriously, it's like reminding the hangman about your own execution. It's like, hey, today, I gotta die, right? Today? Yeah, okay.
Yeah. I got nothing going on. It's hot over here, and you're expecting me to remember things? That's a lot.
Man, let me tell you.
Clearly it was very important.
Yeah, obviously.
Anyway, we have Spider-Man 2. So they're coming back, Marvel Spider-Man 2. There was a map twice the size of Spider-Man, the 2018. There's new villains and a new mechanic in which gameplay will be impacted by Venom's... I don't know how to pronounce that word. Spider-Man 2 will hit PlayStation 5 on October 2023.
Spell it.
Man, you're quite the news anchor there, Gabriel.
Spell the word. I'm curious.
Is it like symbiote?
Symbiote.
Symbiote?
Oh, come on. Even as a nerd, you should know that word.
I know.
My gosh, I don't even know. Here we go.
She's going to be like later, she'll be like, oh, I feel attacked.
No. Okay, Brandon, you have to take her trading card away from her. She's lost the right to her trading card.
That's like
word. I've never heard that ever in my life.
Base level. What?
Symbiote? You've never heard the word symbiote before?
It's like even a real word too. It's not even just a Spider-Man thing.
Like, you know when you have like a really close relationship with someone or something? It's like symbiotic. Yeah.
I don't know. I don't have close relationships with people. Apparently, I've never heard of that. I know acquaintance.
Yeah, because you push everyone away in your life, apparently, right?
You had a real close relationship with the guy at the restaurant. What are you talking about? Watching you eat.
It was a one-sided relationship. He was stalking me while I was eating food, and then later messaged me and said, "Hey, I literally saw you at the mall today, and you were eating food at the Green Turtle." And I was like, "Oh, thank you."
No. It was that was a very symbiotic relationship, right? Because like he wanted to take your skin and wear it over himself and become you, like that. He just wanted to symbiote with you.
Yeah. Just break my ankles, misery style, and let's go. Hey guys, it's Game Ramer. You don't know that I'm laying down and I cannot move.
I can't move my legs.
Today's game of the day is this one. Is that okay? I would like to order a large cheese pizza. And all
right. We got to practice. If you're ever taken hostage, how are you going to notify the fans? When you're doing your shorts, like, did you know? Like, how are you going to notify them that you're in trouble without giving it away?
What should I say?
You got to practice. You got to practice this because you're going to be.
Because I wander into strange places to pick up video games, so I really should. That's serious.
All right.
Let's figure it out right now.
Okay. All right. This is the code. And it's legally binding. Okay.
Symbiote.
No, I will sell Retro Existential my Conker's Bad Fur Day press kit for $1. That's how we'll know. It's a legally binding statement. You have to commit to it, but that's how we'll know you've been captured.
So is my life more important?
I mean, listen, I would put some people's lives underneath that press kit, okay? That press kit is more valuable than a lot of people I know, all right? Their whole lives worth. But hey, listen, is it worth your life?
It might take me some time. It might be 90-some degree temperature and kidnapped and all those things, and then I might say that I'll sell it.
Okay.
But until that point, I'm not sure.
So we have to torture it out of you, is what you're saying?
Pretty much.
Okay. Got it.
Yes. There is a collector's edition on June 16th for that, so I need to try and get that.
They're going to call it the Symbiote Edition, so you don't know how to spell it or say it.
Terrible. And then Final Fantasy VII Rebirth, early 2024.
Wait. Backtrack a little bit. I need your thoughts on no physical game in that collector's edition. Are you still buying it?
I mean, that's our... Let's just go for it. Because I want the statue, because I got the other
statue. Maybe the coolest statue for collector's edition.
Yeah, I got the little one up there, and then I got the PS4 right there, and then I got all this other random Spider-Man stuff in here.
She don't know what a symbiote is.
I don't know, but I got all this random
fangirling over there with all this Spider-Man stuff, and you literally cannot... I'm pretty sure they said it in the movie. You saw the movie, right?
The new one?
Definitely.
Yeah, the Venom movies. You saw the first one at least, right?
Oh my God in heaven! You saw Spider-Man 3, right?
Yeah, right.
Okay, they definitely said that probably 50 times in that movie.
At least.
Would have been something I didn't know.
So someone needs to symbiote Gamer Aimer with like Hooked on Phonics or something. Just help her out here.
Mario teaches typing. That should be a word.
Yeah, there you go.
Typing of the dead. Let's go.
Yes. Yo, for real, not even kidding. I always tell people this. Best drinking game ever. That is the best drinking game of all time.
And it's like cutesy stuff. It's hilarious. Like,
you think it's cute? There's some really like not PC shit in that game. There are some inappropriate statements in that game. If you get far enough and play it long enough, it is so bad.
Really?
Yeah.
What do I not remember?
There's definitely like, you know, homophobic stuff, like just like a little bit on the level, like just like pushing it over a little bit. It's 90s humor. I mean, it's 90s jokes.
Yeah,
so there's definitely some homophobic stuff. There's like stuff about like, you know, bestiality. There's stuff about like there's some really
Why do I not remember
stuff.
any of this?
I watched Blips and Pips play it. When was that? A couple weekends or something ago. I watched because he picked it up at Korg's.
Mm-hmm.
So then I went over to his house because we were talking about convention panel stuff, ideas for Siege. And he started playing it and I was like, this is so funny. But we didn't make it that far, so I'm curious now.
It depends on the difficulty you set it at. So the higher the difficulty, the more complicated the sentences are and the weirder they get. So they're more fluid, they're more competent sentences, but they're also definitely not appropriate in many cases.
Wow. Yeah, I'm gonna have to look into that.
Now I gotta go and play it.
Yep. No, we actually gave away. So this is something that we do every convention that we go to with my traveling museum. We set it up with one of the interactive displays is something we give away. So the last convention we were at last year, we were at CGC. We gave away a complete set of Typing of the Dead, 2 keyboards, the console, the game, and people were playing it, and we gave that away.
Nice.
Yeah.
Awesome. Very cool.
It's one of my favorite games. It's a lot of fun.
It is. I agree. A lot of fun.
Yeah.
Oh no, people are calling me out in the chat. They're saying, do I even play video games or watch Spider-Man? Is she really a nerd though? What do you know about Spider-Man?
I'm telling you. You've lost your trading card. I'm calling Walter Day. I'm calling Walter Day after this, and I'm going to say, listen, Gamer Aimer no longer can be part of the Superstars of 2023, okay?
She's gone.
She lost it. Cut off all your cards. They no longer count. We're taking it out.
It's been a while.
Light them all on fire. Just destroy the whole thing.
It's been a while. I was trying to go through different movies in actual order at home from like not just the movies theater, like what I remember. So I was trying to go through like in the actual order that they say to go. Yeah. And then I didn't quite make it as far because then I jumped over from Marvel to DC and then I was trying to play catch up. I was trying to play catch up with Star Wars and then I started playing it got a little out of control. So I'll get
this is all the reason why you don't know how to pronounce symbiote.
That's where it all stemmed from.
Okay. All right. That was a very long, convoluted explanation that told us nothing. So, okay.
He's calling you out. Everybody's calling you out tonight.
Did you hear the deflection? Like nothing in that statement
is the ultimate deflector.
Nothing you just said explains the reason why you don't know the word symbiote.
All right,
pretty much. They said they're just kidding, but I really should get caught up because it's a lot. I'll get caught up on it.
Just answer this for me then. Venom or Carnage? I need to know.
I like Carnage.
All right. Good answer.
Carnage had the cooler video game growing up, like the Maximum Carnage.
I have
game. Of course you do. Of course you do.
Of course you do.
Of course you do.
Yeah, the QVC one, I have it. It's sealed. What is it? The Genesis game inside is still sealed.
Nice.
That is pretty cool.
Yeah.
Very cool.
That's why I like it better, because I grew up playing that on the Genesis.
Yeah, I can go on a whole rabbit hole with all the symbiotes. Anti-Venom. That's a cool guy. So anyway. What else we got on the news bucket? Yeah.
We had the Xbox event today. was supposed to go, but it was a whole ordeal. So we have Starfield. They showed everything. The collector's edition immediately sold out. There were quite a few other games. I have Fable Reboot. Can't even talk now. I don't know.
Yeah, that looks so cool though. Oh my goodness, I'm excited about that.
So you're Gamer Aimer. You're essentially like the news person on the show. Is this like your role? And
It is tonight, apparently.
I'm so disappointed. Like I am not being educated on the news right now. I feel like I'm lost. It's just like
But we usually just flip. Somebody does it. Kind of
Yeah,
weird.
that's all I got though. I didn't get.
Listen. Next week, I don't even have to be a special guest. Just pipe me in for 5 seconds to do the news. I got this. I can do this. I can.
I'll just be like I'll just point.
No, you got to do like the breaking news, like the like.
Yeah, and then I'll just point to the weather. It's 90-some degrees inside of my house. Over here, it's looking pretty bad. We got a hot one coming in.
See, this was a missed opportunity for you guys. You should have had like graphics and everything going for like, how hot is it in Gamer Aimer's house right now? Like how close to just like dehydrated is she?
Like a live temperature gauge. We could have put up like a live temperature gauge or something.
And now we go to Gamer Aimer. Gamer Aimer, how are you living over there? Are you dying of thirst and exhaustion yet? Like, what is your water level? Have you taken up your mana yet?
My iPhone keeps saying it's too hot. Temperature needs to cool down. That's how hot it is.
Well, you're saying your computer's burning up. I'm really genuinely worried that thing's gonna explode. Like, all of a sudden, we're just gonna see your screen pop off, and like you're not gonna be there anymore.
Oh God! Don't say that.
I'm not wishing it. I'm just saying it could happen.
He's wishing it because then he's gonna come on over because apparently everyone knows my address and then get one of these Dreamcast kiosks.
Oh,
you know what? Yes, actually, that's right. I made sure that I was the one that broke your AC. It was me all along, Gamer Aimer.
I'm typing up her address right now on Live Leak. So
seriously, I'm just like eventually you're just gonna quietly pass away, and I'm gonna steal in and take all your shit. I'm just gonna grab all your stuff. I'm gonna take I'm gonna take the Conker's Bad Fur Day. I'm gonna take both of the Dreamcast kiosks. I'm gonna sell one for $1 just to make you feel bad. I'm gonna keep the other one.
Jesus.
Yeah, we got Carl coming in. Thank you, Carl. He said, "Not gonna lie, really do like how news is presented on this podcast. It is really cool to have the main things as just bullet points, then talking about them if there is a need to expand on them." Thank you. I appreciate it.
Exactly.
Like, someone in my corner. Someone is in my corner.
It was
Not
very
though, because it's too hot. So he's in my corner and probably outside.
It was very important to bring up the fact that you don't know what symbiote is. I mean, I agree. that was an important moment in the day to extend on that story. That is the story. That's the headline right there. Gamer Aimer does not know what the hell symbiote means. So I think that's good.
We'll figure it out together.
All right, the next
Super Mario said, "I'll buy it for $1."
You got it. I'm gonna take it. Sold. Done.
Well, there's two, so I'm sure everything.
I'm keeping one for me.
Yeah.
I'm keeping one for me. Yeah. And all your 23 other kiosks.
We also got Star Wars Outlaws got announced, which is it's like a spin-off title where you're basically playing as like, I guess it's just like kind of a random new character from what I saw, like just some character in the Star Wars universe.
Didn't they just come out with a new Star Wars game already?
They did, yeah. There's a rumor that there's like 4 or 5 more in development that I saw too.
Jesus.
So, yeah, they're supposed to be all pretty big AAA games, like big deal games. So that looked pretty cool. What I saw of it it looked neat. God, the graphics were like crazy. Just from the live stream, it looked pretty insane. We also got a new game called Avowed, which is a new RPG. Obsidian had made this, and it is a brand new franchise. Hellblade 2, which that like broke Twitter when they first put that on there. Like literally broke Twitter. 2024, that is supposed to be coming.
It doesn't take much to break Twitter these days.
It really doesn't. It really doesn't.
Yeah.
You just like the wrong post and the whole thing collapses. Just
isn't that the case though? What is the deal with Twitter with it? Any type of big news? It doesn't matter what it is.
Because Elon fired half the company. I mean, that's
yeah. I mean that's true. Also got the Forza Motorsport announcement. I think this is like what I understood is like a reboot for Forza Motorsport because it wasn't a numbered title. It could they could be adding something later to it, but they just showed it as Forza Motorsport. So I don't know. There's no confirmation. Payday 3, finally getting a new Payday. It's been like 10 years probably. So that was pretty cool. City Skylines 2. Do you guys like those kind of games? Those like Sim City sort of.
I used to back in the day.
Like,
I just don't have a lot of time for a lot of sim because you gotta like build a lot of stuff up. Typically,
yeah,
it takes a lot of time.
Not my bag, but I'm not really the target audience anyway.
What about Flight Simulator 2024? How about that?
Whoa.
Right.
Listen, unless I can crash into buildings and they actually have like realistic demolition physics, then I'm not buying it.
So,
I'm kidding.
Simulator, I guess it was
everyone got so serious all of a sudden, like I'm actually going to fly planes into buildings.
Well, I mean, man, that was pretty rude of you to say. There's probably people in those buildings. All right.
Yes, all those digital avatars, may they rest in peace.
You're on a list now for saying that.
Listen, I've been on one.
Watching you now, just so you know.
I was born on a list. Let's be honest here.
Yeah.
Jesus, what just happened?
Nothing.
Anyway, I don't particularly like those type of games that much, but that was one of the launch titles. It was, I guess, 2020 for the Series X. And that blew me away. Like, I was flying over my house. Like, it was crazy. Like, I was literally flying over my house in the game. So
it was pretty impressive on the first release. That was pretty cool.
Yeah, it was pretty crazy. So I'm interested to see how this game plays out. We got that big expansion that was rumored for Cyberpunk 2077 announced, titled Phantom Liberty. This looks pretty cool. It's not the PvE. That thing got canceled. They did confirm that. But it's like a massive overhaul for the game. Looks like a giant expansion. They essentially showed it as like a brand new game. Like, it's the size of what a new game would be now. So yeah, I mean, might be cool. Got a Series S announced, so 1 terabyte Series S. It's black. You guys think about that? Any comments there?
I didn't buy anything past the 360, so no.
Yeah, I thought that was kind of interesting. It made like a big deal about it's black and 1 terabyte. So.
I was gonna say it's just an upgrade of the current console, right?
I guess it's still a digital only console. You can't play physical discs. So we also got the Starfield controller and headset announced. I think those are still up. You can still buy those. The last I checked right before. Then Clockwork Revolution, which is a steampunk FPS RPG. So it's kind of like what I saw was kind of like a Borderlands-esque game, like a steampunk environment. It seemed like Borderlands was steampunk. So.
All right, I got a hot take. I did not enjoy the Borderlands series. I thought it was a little too repetitive. A lot of grinding, a lot of just, searching for guns and upgrades. There's another game like that I played recently. It just like bored me to death.
Overwatch. I just like that.
Yeah, well, at least Overwatch, they just go through the rounds and you can move on.
Yeah.
No, there was another game like that. What's this?
The looter shooters. I think that's what they call it. Looter shooters.
Yeah. It's just I wasn't a huge fan of that series, but
it wasn't my favorite. I just played 3 on stream with Mark not too long ago. I wasn't like super big into it. I don't know anything about the lore really. I don't remember anything from playing and beating 1.
You like BioShock?
I love BioShock.
BioShock's okay. It's slow though. It's a slow game.
At
least for me, that's how I felt about it. But I started and stopped it multiple times.
I only like 1 and 2. I don't like whatever that third one was that everybody loved. I didn't like it.
Yeah. I was more a fan of Fallout. Fallout was more fun, I thought.
Yeah,
that's cool.
That's great.
They announced Fallout 76 for Xbox with a huge expansion today too. That wasn't on like the highlighted news, but that I don't care about.
Oh yeah, that someone else is just Mad Astra Gaming said, I play Fallout 76 a lot. They announced new DLC for it today.
Yeah, people are saying it's really good now. Like it launched, like there was like issues with it at launch. I didn't play it then, but people were saying it's like worth checking out. It's like a No Man's Sky situation.
Cool.
So yeah, that's pretty much all the big news from the showcase. I think that's all we got for news today.
Yeah, we do have a bunch of community questions though, and this
Yeah.
applies to. We just put like a little post out there that pretty much says ask us questions, whether they're related directly to the guest or they're related to us, or just we can all kind of chime in.
Yeah.
And then we do have a couple things at the end when we wrap up. So we have Daniel Talamantes. You know I don't know how to pronounce things, right? 3763. What is your favorite time of day to game? For me, it's between 1 a.m. to about 5 a.m. No distractions from the family. Too bad I can't do that very often anymore. Loving the channel. Thanks for the content. One love. Nice.
Like probably like 10 to 12 whenever I get that chance for me is like the quiet time. Daughters sleep, and that's about the only chance when you get to play anymore.
Yeah.
Probably the weekend for me in the later hours, I feel like.
Yeah.
Yeah, for me it's like Saturday from like 9:53 to like 2:02. Like that's the perfect window for me.
Okay, we got specific.
Yeah,
yeah,
man.
very specific. Like that's just like the golden hour. I call that the golden window of gaming for me. It's like it's just when I don't care enough about the world to do anything responsible or productive. So I'm just gonna sit there and just enjoy games. For no reason but my own enjoyment.
Exactly, that little quiet you time, that de-stress of all the terrible things that happen in life, like when you don't have AC. You just have to.
This is never going to end, ever.
No, because
the sympathy is just like
Carl's saying, Brandy, it's a lot cooler here. It's like 10 degrees here. I'll take that. At least you could bundle up, put on blankets and a parka, and
all right. Gamer Aimer, final offer: a laptop and an AC unit for the kiosk and the Conqueror's Bad Fur Day press kit.
Look at that face!
Yeah.
Look at that face!
I'll wait and see what my family friend says tomorrow. It could just be like a little, a shot of Freon or something just to get it through the summer, and then, or it could be a $7 capacitor. It could literally be that. So let's try and save it another year before I have to drop. Let's wait till after convention season because this is a lot.
Oh God.
We can see where your priorities are. That's good. Don't worry.
She could go over there with Carl, and it would be, I don't have heat. I don't have a heater. It's like 10 degrees.
I learned to appreciate things. There are people who don't have running water, and there are other things. So, I do have to, take a step back. I'm just griping, but I know there are bigger things in the world, and there's still people in Michigan that don't have clean water. So, I mean, here we are is a whole worldly thing.
Yeah.
You hear the deflection? You hear the deflection?
Yeah, no, and I know there's always situations where you feel better off, and you have to recognize those. Like there are some video game collectors out there that still have to pay full price for their collectibles, but you're getting them for like nothing. That's
win where you can.
Where's my good feels? Okay, I like.
I'll send a couple things your way. I'll send you some messages. Be like, hey, I can't physically drive 6.5 hours to go pick this up, but you could probably drive a few minutes if you want it. It's yours. I'll pass this time.
Listen, I bought the Nintendo World Championship cartridge for $1. I'm so sorry for your plight that you had to drop $10K for it, but I just bought it for $1. Just wanted to say I feel for you. Hopes and prayers.
Yeah, some good vibes your way.
Sending prayers.
Yeah, exactly.
Prayers coming your way.
Prayers for my bank account while I file for bankruptcy.
That's when you have a problem.
Yeah.
I've almost been there. No joke, I've almost been there.
I knew this guy after high school that he would pretty much just eat like ramen and peanut butter and jelly sandwiches all the time just to buy anime DVDs. Like he collected that. And literally that, that's all the guy could afford and eat.
Nutrition, fuck that. Just
right.
I want to buy anime.
We've all been there.
For the game. That's a little extreme, man.
You haven't lived off of ramen?
I have. I guess. Yeah. That's wild. But yeah. The collector mentality, am I right?
Do I want to eat? Do I want to buy a video game? I've forgotten it a few times.
Okay,
You know?
so all right. I figured it out. Game Gamer did not have a problem with her AC unit. She just forgot to pay her AC bill, her electric bill. That's what's going on right now. It's like she forgot to pay her utilities because she's like deep in it right now. She's just buying way too much stuff.
You heard it here first. She doesn't pay her
They
bills.
just take the whole house from me, and here's me like, no.
I will be waiting right outside to steal all your shit when that happens. I will be right there.
Here, I'll help you load it into the dumpster. Wink, wink. In my personal car, it goes.
I have a trailer. I use my trailer to take my shit to shows. I'll bring it right to your doorstep. We can just throw everything in there.
Oh my god.
Terrible.
Terrible. Absolutely
We
terrible.
also have, changing the topic now, we also have escalated friend. When is the right time to start making the decision to sell off parts of your collection? Never.
Ooh.
Also, what is the best type of gamer videos to start doing? So that's like two things.
Yeah.
Well,
So,
we know
I mean-
how I stand on the selling off the game, so
Yeah, my whole life I've sold one game, and it's because I had a duplicate of it. And the only other big thing I've done where I've gotten rid of my collection or part of it was to do the trade for the PS1 kiosk, where I traded a bunch of smaller things that I had duplicates of, just so I wouldn't have to pay any money for the kiosk. And that's the furthest I've gone. My problem is I'm worried of becoming one of those a-holes that when they go to sell their collection, they want to sell it for way too much. So I don't want to ever be that guy. I'm just holding on to my collection forever, and I want to do something bigger and better with it. So
yeah, exactly. That's where I'm at.
Yeah,
But-
I don't really know how to answer that. Every situation's different. You know.
Yeah, for I guess like the non-collectors who are like crazy like us, I would say obviously if you collected things that you're not really into, that you can actually part with to get something that you really actually want.
Yeah.
I could see people doing that.
I've done that.
And then
yeah.
also if you absolutely need it for like financial reasons, something crazy happens like your AC unit breaks and you need
Jesus.
$7,000 to
This is never
$9,000,
gonna end.
then maybe you could consider doing that. You know, for family reasons, if you want to build a family, go down that path. You know, if you don't want your video games as your kids, if you actually want, you know, other things in life, I could see doing that. But, you know, other than that,
Yeah.
Well, you guys heard that story, like it wasn't that long ago. It wasn't recent, but it was like within the last decade of this guy that sold his entire collection like 3 or 4 times in his lifetime to like finance certain things. I think at one point it was like for his wedding, you know, for his first house.
Yeah.
But he keeps rebuilding it. Like he's done it like 4 times, and he's built his collection up again every single time. This guy's insane. I can't remember his name, but there was a huge story about him not too long ago.
yeah,
I mean,
it's-
there's situations like I had to have back-to-back surgeries for my back, and I sold
back
my
to back to
collection.
back.
Exactly. Yeah, I sold at that point in time. There's been like there's a situation that comes up that's understandable. I don't know if you get out of the hobby, then I guess the right time is the time that you see games are fetching more value. That would have been like COVID. It's hard to predict stuff like that, so it's hard to say when is the right time. You know what I mean? So I don't know. I'm not in a place to sell a collection, so I'm not sure.
No.
It's a little hard
Yeah,
to
everything happens for a reason. So if you sell it, it's what's meant to be at that time. You know, it really just depends. There's always, something. Everything happens for a reason. At least I feel like that. So
Yeah,
if you
your
sell
AC
it-
broke for a reason, right?
I don't know why, but
Just
And
to
then they
make this
also-
podcast episode interesting, talking about AC for probably like half an hour at a time.
well, I'm sorry. And then they also asked, what is the best type of gamer videos to start doing? So something that you're passionate about, I would say, whatever you have an interest in, whatever
Yeah.
brings you joy, whatever you think other people might want to watch. That's,
Find a niche. Find a niche.
Yeah.
Yeah. You said it best. I can't really add to that.
Oh, okay. Here's another question. Nintendo Chibi 63. Are you planning on changing what you do with gaming stuff for content in the future? Always thinking of, changing things up. With Game Junction, we have plenty more that we've been kind of like brainstorming, throwing ideas off of one another. So there's plenty of big things coming, and Same with my channel. I start a brand new series tomorrow. I'm pretty excited about it. I forgot tomorrow is Monday, so like I kept saying Monday. That's tomorrow. So
it is tomorrow.
She's clearly put a lot of time and effort and concentration on it.
No, I did. I literally have footage from it from the end of January is when I started this, but I've kept it secret for a while because I wanted to get multiple videos. And there's a lot of things you'll know when you like see what it is. There's a lot that goes into it. So it's not just like something that I can make in my house. There's like where there's no AC. There's like other places that are involved. Yeah.
I gotcha.
Yeah.
What about you?
Who, me?
Yeah.
So my content started like in a weird place, right? So it was around COVID, and I was, fighting for something to do to, stave off the boredom, and I was unemployed at the time, so I started making content. And if you ever check out my YouTube channel, feel free, please check out my old videos. They started off like just trying to like tell people about cool, weird things in my collection, right? And then it started to take a life of its own and a personality, and I ended up incorporating more like theatrical, fictional elements to it. Like there's a lore there, like a story. But if I had the time, I would make more of that content because I made one episode of what I called like my own live action anime, and it's still up on my YouTube channel. It's one of the things I'm most proud of. I'd like to re-release it and re-edit it in a better way and produce more episodes. It just takes so much time. Yeah. And so like, with me right now, I'm at a point in my career, like in my day job, where I have to invest more time in that. And so I don't have enough time to make like online content. So what I've been trying to do is just narrow it down to what I care about right now. And what I care about right now is doing stuff like this, like talking to you guys, and also doing the in-person stuff, which is why like I've been spending a lot of time developing, new concepts behind my traveling museum. Like, so when I go to these shows, what do I want to do? Like, what do I want to do as crowd engagement? What do I want to do for fun? I've gotten to the point where I'm actually building equipment. Like I'm actually building something for the next show I'm going to be at, which is going to be like, it's going to be cool. It's all I'll say is it's gear. Like it's something I'm going to wear, but it'll be something interactive that I can do with the crowd. So like I'm investing more time in the in-person stuff because that's the stuff I enjoy more of. I enjoy like, going to shows like Korgs or Torg and like putting on a show. Whereas digital content, like, especially me, I do it by myself. So like, filming, editing, producing, financing, like coming up with the storyline, storyboarding it. Like it's a lot of effort, and I don't have time, unfortunately, because I want it to be good. I want to make it like not like, a piece of crap. So I end up just getting like too in my head about it and either wasting a lot of time on it or just giving up on it. So I've been going away from the digital content is the long story short.
Gotcha.
Yeah, that makes sense. I'm looking forward to see what you have in store at Torg.
Yeah. No, you guys. I hope to see you guys there.
Conventions, the couple conventions that you're going to be at.
So right now I'm committed to Torg. That's in November. But I do want to do the Cleveland Gaming Classic again. I actually have to call Tom. I think it's Tom Jenkins. He's the guy he's the showrunner for CGC. Yeah. I got to call him because we did CGC last year and we had a great time out there. So I got to call him again to see what we can arrange that. I think that's in October, I want to say. October. Yeah. And I do want to do Cleveland, CCAG again. Do you guys go to that one here?
I don't know if I'm going this year, but normally, yeah. I've gone there the past 4 or 5 years.
It's a different kind of show. It's more of like kind of what I would, compared to like, back in the day when you go to like, a swap meet or like a flea market or something like that. Yeah. Like that's the kind of energy, that's the kind of style there. And I love that because that's the kind of place where I go and I stay all day and I'm buying something like every hour because there's always something I'm finding. But I feel like oh yeah, no, it's perfect for that. But I feel like the kind of stuff that I do, like, I've done that show twice now in like the Retro Existential stuff. And the first time we did it, we were a hit. People were like, what the hell is this? And we did it again the following year, to still good acclaim, but it wasn't as super exciting. We just, we found that it wasn't the right crowd for us. I don't think that that's the right show for us, but sure. I want to do, Cleveland Gaming Classic and Torg. I'm already talking with Gary about Korgs next year. Nice. I'd love to get to the guys at, Too Many Games, Midwest Classic, like, try to get those, but I'm definitely committed to Torg, hoping to be at CGC this year. So check us out, and if I'm in your town, I'll be posting.
Awesome.
That's awesome.
Yeah. Thanks.
We do just have a couple more quick questions. William Wood said, "Here's my question: Mario 3 or Mario World?"
So hard. Mario 3
I'd say
for me.
3. I'm more nostalgic to it.
Well, I mean, it's the one that like almost everyone universally says is kind of like the best in the series, like the most solid game.
Yeah.
I think
like
World
is
probably
and everything else. So much.
Ultimately the better game, but I think the
You think?
nostalgia. I think so. It's hard to say, right? It's really just preference. They're both great. They're both like 10 out of 10 games. So.
Super Mario 3 is that one that I know like I could get into today. Like most people when they think of like a Mario game from back in the day that they can get into right away, it's Super Mario 3.
Yes.
I feel that
and
way
then
with the first Mario too. For me.
Yeah, I love that one too.
I can just jump into that and play through that.
Yeah, it's still just as good. I don't hate it, but it's like something about 3. I don't know what it's like. It's the aesthetic, the storyline, the way it flows just feels better. It's more more responsive. I felt like the way you play it. But that's just me.
Sure.
Then we have Mega Streams Retro. What's the least favorite part about Instagram and social media that you wish you could change for us nerd culture people? I'd say like the negativity would probably be up there. I wish there was less of that because there should always be more positivity, and I feel like we're all community, and there should be also another video that I have dropping I think Wednesday now, but talking about sorry for all these shameless plugs, the heat is really getting to me.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. It's really bothering me, guys.
The Gamer Aimer boat is sinking all those holes, plugging them up, plugging.
So I need people to watch my videos now, since apparently I get harassed for saying words wrong and not knowing them.
Listen, context matters in the case of Symbiote, all right?
Uh-huh.
It does. I don't know how to say this word.
I should have just left.
Skips over a word that she should have known for the whole time.
I don't know. Who knows?
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, I mean the negativity. It should be a community, but this, I mean, look, it's like this across. It doesn't matter, like nerd stuff. It's across everything, So it's
makeup, like literally every other facet. There's people that say negative things everywhere.
Sure.
Yeah,
sure.
I think. Other than that, like with content creators, being more real, like being yourself. It's hard to say. There's a lot of like negatives with social media too. So.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I personally I see it a different way. I wish there was a way to make like game collecting or like video game historical content a little bit more engaging. It's weird for me to say that because it's all cool, right? But like for example, you guys you thrive and you have really good success like in the shorts, like TikTok kind of style, where it's really quick, basic information but educational and fast. Right? You can just scroll right through it. Mm-hmm. When people try to do that in the long form, I feel like a lot of them don't do it correctly because and that's not to say that it's bad. Like I can watch like odd header videos forever. Who's the other guy that has some good stuff? I might be saying his name wrong, but Metal Jesus, is he one of those guys too? Like that collects?
Really yeah, I mean he's a big collector.
Yeah.
I'll tell you a good person that does that though. Just a shout out, Gaming Historian.
Yeah.
That's a great channel to watch.
Yeah.
Sort of thing.
Gaming Historian?
Oh, he goes
I've seen a few of his.
Yeah, he goes so in depth with that stuff. Like,
because sometimes it's hard to keep an audience. Like most people's attention spans are only a few seconds. So at least that's what they say on the socials. We're not saying that. We're just repeating what we hear. So like the shorts really do better for that type of stuff.
Mm-hmm.
But like when you, myself included, when you listen to some of my videos, especially some of the earlier on ones, I'm like, what was I thinking? I'm just dragging on and on and on and on. Like who would listen to this? So I mean, it's hard. It's like you get into teacher mode in we just talked about this. Like, here it is. Like, oh my god, I picked up this really cool display. Da 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 da. I get home. I do whatever. 3 days pass. And then I go, so the other day I picked up this water bottle and it was really awesome. And I had such a blast picking it up. But like 2 days ago when I picked it up, I was like, this is so cool. And then it happens. You get into like professor, like, wah, 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 wah.
Yeah.
I don't know.
It's
I
a thing
gotcha.
that happens. I mean, that happens with a lot of people, and yeah, we've been talking about that sort of thing a lot lately. So,
like a guy who I respect not only from a collector standpoint but also from a content standpoint. Have you guys seen the Retro Future? I forget his name.
yeah, I
He has
love
like
that
his
guy.
name, but Retro Future, great, super successful with all of his videos, even his long form. His shorts do better though. It's more effective, quick to kind of punctuate and just kind of express that quick little thing. His long form videos though are not as engaging, and I find him interesting. He's an engaging personality of a person, but I don't know if we for example have to take our cases, our carrying cases, and start beating people to death with them for people to be entertained. But there has to be a way to make it engaging. I don't know what it is,
Yeah,
but
we found with a lot of that stuff that we really like the weird and crazy stuff, people don't like as much.
Hmm.
Yeah, it just depends. Like in that short form, like sometimes people don't understand. Like as an example, the rental case, like is like 75% of the people watching that do they care? Like you have to, you know what I mean? So it's
yeah.
unfortunate,
Well,
but
like the reasons why we three find those cool is not expressed is not a way is not a thing that you can express well to
right,
a person who doesn't collect.
yeah,
Like,
Yeah.
it's like trying to convince them that it's cool, and they'll look at it and they'll be like, well, that's a case. But you'll tell them, well, this was a piece of an era where people only had this way to travel around with video games.
yeah,
And even then, you really weren't moving video games around. Like your console stayed at home. This was a way to do it. It was really interesting. And oh, by the way, they made different versions. They had a sticker version. They had just the injection mold, like plastic version. They had all sorts of different styles. There's also these really rare ones that you really don't see a lot. And then you can get into it. But then,
yeah,
like you said earlier, Game Raymer, it's like, where you just become womp, 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 womp.
Yeah,
And people
they're
don't.
like, oh, cool, you like a case. Oh, I got a phone case. You like that
Right.
too?
Yeah,
You
I bought
know,
it on Amazon. Like,
like no, people do that, and
yeah.
it's hard because we notice with shorts, we'll be like, look at this rare prototype. There's only like one or two that exist, and then you get like a couple hundred views, and then you do, look at Army of Two. It's
like
awesome.
a
Xbox 360, 40,000 views.
yeah,
Or
like
The Simpsons Wrestling. Not the best game, but it gets all these views. Or
Yeah.
it's crazy.
Well, so perfect example. And you guys tell me what you think. Like, how would you make this interesting? Because for me, it's super interesting, but I don't know how even I could make this interesting for collectors. Where I have this. Okay, so I have a set. I was telling you about IQ stuff that I have.
yeah,
I am the only one I know that has these. These are the original cards that you would go to the kiosks and pay for the games. Like this is how you
wow.
would get the games with these kiosk cards for the IQ. I'm the
Nice.
only one I know that has these, and I have 15 of them. How do I make this interesting? It's a card. It's like, people look at that and they're like, oh, well, that's cool. That's kind of nifty. How do I explain to people that no one has these? That's how rare they are. And it's just like people are like, well, okay, that's cool and interesting, but I don't care. But then you
Not
get into the history of the IQ, and then maybe people will be interested.
I
not to
say you
interrupt
throw-
you at all, but Todd is in here. He made it. I
Hey,
should shout that out. Yeah, Todd is in here.
What's going on, Todd? We weren't saying terrible things about you earlier. I'm kidding. I'm kidding.
Yeah.
All great things. We said all great things
No.
about
I was personally fascinated by how many trading cards you have, and I thought that was really freaking cool. Of
Absolutely.
you.
Yeah. So with those cards, that's a great question because that's a thing that we're trying to kind of develop and figure out what we can do for certain things. Because for me, that's the thing I'm into is the really weird, and that's the stuff that I really focus on for my collecting. I love that crazy weird stuff and trying to make it interesting for an audience that has an attention span of 3 to 7 seconds. That is the number.
Right.
That's the number to keep somebody in a short, and you got 30 seconds for a long form video. So what do you do to make somebody care about that said thing? And it's I don't have a full answer to this. Everybody's different. Personality is the biggest thing. How can you make this seem entertaining?
Well, to that point exactly. You almost kind of preempted me on this. I was thinking about that as you were saying this. You know who could sell those cards? Sell the concept, make it entertaining. A guy like Vsauce, right? He's already wacky and weird, right? You see him pop up on the screen if you watch anything Michael from Vsauce. And he's like just already got this like weird, wacky personality that pops on the screen right away. His cadence, the way he talks, it's like, "Hi, Michael from Vsauce." Da 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 da. Like he's got you in there right then and there, and he could tell a crazy yarn about those cards and get people engaged. It's probably just about the diction, right? How do you present it? How you portray it? What's your personality? What's your phrasing? What's everything? And he punctuates it perfectly for his kind of style of content. He could totally pull off something like that.
Yeah.
Yeah. But it's like hard as us as like way smaller creators, and like even like even like the Mike Tyson standee. Like I thought posting that it's the only known sealed one in the world, and I have it. I really thought that like, and I tagged Mike Tyson, but I really thought that would like get to him, but like it didn't. So it's like it's like almost like you have to for those cards. You have to in the first 3 seconds be like, "Hey, these are the only known ones in the world. Throw them in the trash." Next thing you know, you go, "Oh, in all seriousness, these are really cool. Da 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 da. Spit out your facts, and boom, there's your short."
Yeah,
like you almost have to do something crazy like that.
The first reel that I ever did that took off was me throwing something in the trash can. I forget what it was. I think it was Atari carts on Jaguar because like a stupid expensive game. Just throwing it in the trash can. But nice. No, seriously, it is like you said, like cadence. You need to decide like, is it going to be showing you in the video? Is it going to be like, hey, you got it holding in your hand? Let's talk about this real quick. You have to be snappy at that. So your personality's got to shine, and just your voice and what you say immediately starting the short. And if it's long form, like you gotta really be interesting.
Good luck to you. Yeah. May the odds be ever in your favor.
Because view time matters 10 times more than like the view count matters.
Yeah.
Like that view time is what matters now. View count.
Yeah, because when you see that little chart and it drops down, it's like they're not going to promote any of your stuff because people aren't watching it.
So if you don't have view time, you're not getting a view count, essentially, is the deal. So
right.
Yeah.
No, and that's like for me personally, that's why I spend more time now focusing on like the in-person stuff, because put a crowd in front of me, I got it. But otherwise, like, creating content specifically for someone to look at it real quick and move away, it's difficult to get right.
Yeah, it's hard.
It really is. It's definitely a challenge. More power to you. Just find a niche. I think it's where you got to start with it. So like if you find a little area that people aren't in as much and start there, and then develop your personality along the way, and kind of find the way that you're going to talk in your videos. Like, are you going to be like over exaggerated, like an over exaggerated version of your own personality and that sort of thing. It's kind of what you have to do. You got to stand out. There's so many people doing this.
People can tell if you're fake or not,
That's what I'm saying. Of your personality. Of you. Like, people are going to see over time whether it's you or not. Because, I can spot that out, too. I see that a mile away. Like, that's a sense that I've always had. Like, I can distinguish that, and that's why I don't personally watch a lot of people that do kind of, like, sort of the same thing. Like, I just never watched anything. It never intrigued me. Like, I may have saw something. It just wasn't my sort of thing that I wanted to watch. But, you gotta find and develop yourself and pave a way with it, I suppose. Got Carl in here saying it's so tricky. There are some creators I watch everything they produce, i.e. Game Junction, but I do realize that it isn't the case for casual viewers. So the engagement of those folks is difficult. Yeah, that's for sure. Thinking outside the box says presence and personality are a big part of your attraction. Definitely. Also said, got to put a lot of points in charisma. Todd said, it's good, getting close to VGS, super excited, going to Illinois Game Con in a couple weeks. That man is going to every convention right now. I see him going all over the place. Yeah, awesome. I can't wait for VGS. It's going to be fun. But, yeah.
We do have one more question, I think, in this community question.
Okay.
Ultramat3069, besides games, what other things do you enjoy? AC. For me, I like cartoons, some movies, collecting Yu-Gi-Oh cards, petting animals, and scuba diving. Those are all great things, too.
Wow. That's quite a list.
Yeah.
I like music, playing music, listening to music, learning about new music. I don't know. I like to go out and hang out in nature, do walks, stuff like that. I like the outdoors quite a bit. I don't talk about that much, but I like to fish. I like to do things like that. Spread my hobbies. I like TV shows. I'm not caught up on anything in the last like 3 to 5 years. I like movies. Also not caught up on anything, but that sort of stuff. Gotta watch that new Spider-Man. They talk about symbiotes in it.
Symbiote.
Yep, gotta get caught up on that.
Yep. What about you guys?
Gamer Aim was doing Hooked on Phonics over the weekend.
Yeah. Yeah.
I feel like this was a personal attack, and I think the hot air here, where there's no AC, I think that's like getting to my brain. So I'm gonna blame it on that. We're just gonna scrap this whole experience. Insane in the membrane.
Insane in the brain.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
Oh Lord.
Yeah. Here, Carl's calling you out, Brandon. Did you ever catch up on The Last of Us? No, you didn't. Exactly. So don't.
I never. I haven't watched anything.
Yeah, don't come at me. Thank you, Carl. Again, see, he comes to my rescue.
I'm still rewatching stuff that's like 10 years old now. I'm running through Burn Notice for the first time. That's how far back in TV I am.
Yeah, that's a long time ago.
Yeah, I'll be watching The Wire next. I'll be seeing people with beepers.
Oh, nice.
What? Twin Peaks, man. That's where it's at.
Oh yeah,
love that show.
I hear everyone talking about Yellowstone. Actually, you know what show I want to watch? I want to watch Barry. I want to watch Barry and watch that and get to know
that about that too.
That one
I've heard about that one. What's that on?
That's on Showtime, I think. Right?
I don't think I've heard of that at all.
It's got the guy. What's that?
I'm not sure what it's on, but I think I might have saw an advertisement. Is it on HBO Max?
It's on HBO. Hold on.
I don't know.
Any
idea what it's about?
Yeah, he's like an assassin. So it is on HBO. And so Barry, so it's played by Bill Hader, and he's a U.S. Marine and an Afghanistan veteran who works as a hitman, and so he's like dealing with his PTSD and all that stuff and his guilt and everything in his lifestyle. But then he goes to like apparently kill someone, and then he finds a new sense of purpose, and he tries to get into an acting class. That's kind of the synopsis about that. So it's all the shenanigans after that.
Yeah, I have to look into that.
Yeah,
that's pretty cool.
But no, Bill Hader trying to play a serious character. That's pretty funny. I like that.
Yeah, that sounds pretty cool.
Yeah.
Todd said, "I need signed cards of everyone. Actually presented your cards and never
yes.
one." I keep
Todd,
forgetting about that too. I gotta send one.
Todd, I've been meaning to get that to you. I'm sorry, I forgot. I apologize. Thank you for reminding me.
I know I'm wrapping up my questions. I'm terrible. I really am.
Yeah, she's still gotta do her questions.
Well, I did start them. They are like almost finished. I'm just a perfectionist, so I have to go back over and make sure I said everything grammatically correct.
How dare?
But can't pronounce symbiote.
I don't even know.
Yeah, Todd, we found out Gamer Aimer has a real problem with the word symbiote and all its derivatives. It's just, it's a difficult thing. She literally stopped her copy. Like she was looking at her copy and stopped at that word and skipped over and kept on going. We're like, no. Say the word. What was the word?
What's the word?
I should have said the word was the.
I should have. And then proceeds to show us her Spider-Man collection.
Yeah.
Sitting right by her.
Fake fan. Just a fake fan.
No, I watched majority of them. I'm a little bit behind. I will admit that. I was also very young when I watched quite a bit of them.
Weren't we all?
Yeah, I was going to say, like 2001, right? When it first started?
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Well, with that said, so where can everybody find you again? I want to make sure we get everybody presented to where you're showing everything. I know you got your website, retroexistential.com.
Yes. So in case anyone missed the fun like learning lesson from earlier, the way you remember my name, it's very easy. So it's Retro Exist, Ential. I made a little song out of it. So it's Retro Existential. Retro Exist Ential, and you'll never forget it. It's like, you know, how you learn how to like spell separate as a kid, right? It's like sep-a-rat with an E on the end. This is Retro Exist Ential. So retroexistential.com. It works. Retroexistential.com for everything. I'm on all social medias. My primaries are Instagram and YouTube if you want to catch me there. I used to stream a lot on Twitch, not so much anymore, but I might be bringing that back. But if you want to know where I'm going to be at, I'll be posting when I'm going to be going to conventions, on my social medias, all of them. So if you're following me somewhere, you're going to get the news. But come see me in person. That's what I do. I operate a traveling museum. That's my focus, is showing my awesome world-renowned retro collection everywhere I can. So that's what my game is all about. So I'd love to meet all you in person. And thanks for having me on the show, guys. I'd be happy to come back anytime.
Absolutely.
Yes, we definitely had a blast. Sorry about all the AC jokes tonight. It's not a joke.
So many glitches, everything going wrong. Gamer Aimer gets stuff for free, basically. I'm out. I can't handle this anymore. This is ridiculous.
But in all seriousness, we loved having you. We had a blast. We'll go ahead and drop all of the links in the description. That way everyone who's following along can go ahead and check out all of that, because we'd love to see you at more conventions and meet up and stuff there. And we had a blast here tonight, and everyone who's watching, thank you guys so much. We do appreciate it. We have tons of stuff in our links in the description about everything, and we just can't wait for another week, and
Absolutely.
Here we go.
All right, we'll see you guys. Go ahead.
I was gonna say it was awesome to see you guys at Korgs in person and to meet you officially and to do this. So be a little retro, be a little existential. I'm out.
All right, see you guys all again next week. Have a good night.
Bye. Nice meeting you.